So let me see. I'm gonna share screen. Yeah, share screen, and let's go to Windows. Pick. Let's see. What's that other window over there? Now what we need to do is take this one off. Okay, and then okay, there we go. All right, now let's go over here. Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay. So there you are. I'm gonna keep mine on for now, but it's there and ready if needed. If you need to share your screen ever, it'll be there still for me to just click on. I can toggle back and forth. And okay, I'm so pumped. So
Yeah,
here's
boy.
yes. So I'll give you. I want to keep growing your channel. I was hoping more people would subscribe and watch. Got a lot of good feedback from that video, though.
Oh, definitely.
Uh, I know, and uh, you guys have do a good job on your channel with the videos. I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
So yeah, so I'll be able to do a good intro for you here. If you a lot of times, like if you've seen any of my previous shows, I do a lot of intros, and I might go on for 5 minutes. So I'll just go on and on and on.
Yeah, no,
Um,
dude, you had a lot of energy. I love it, man. It was great.
I know it's so fun, and so I'll just kind of start with um, walking you through the options from kind of a perspective of somebody new to the game, trying to come in and figure things out, kind of show you around a little bit. And so command, and I try to zoom in, so you can see what's going on. And so sometimes I'll zoom in a lot. Um, Anything else? And then we'll talk about the economy in the game, the markets, just kind of what's been going on. I'll be able to help fill you in from the perspective of somebody new
Yeah, yeah.
coming in
Good, because
and
that's
kind of what,
that's me, man. I am the new guy.
right. Yes. I love it. I
All
love
right.
it.
So what I did,
Okay.
beforehand was I went over to Binance US, and so last night I talked to the guys here in DeFi Kingdoms to get some feedback of what's the best on ramp to get started
Yep.
in this economy, right? Because there's obviously multiple on ramps, and so the community feedback majorly was two exchanges and two different coins. I believe the main one was AVAX, and there was a second one. I forgot what it was. Um,
Um,
I forgot what.
well, and I'm gonna go over all that.
Okay, so what I
I'll
ended
go
up
over
doing
all
was
that.
I checked out KuCoin. KuCoin's fee were point zero, no, point 0.5 AVEX to withdraw, and that's about $10 worth. So then I checked over Binance US, and that is point zero 0.01 AVEX. So it was a couple pennies.
Well, there's even a better way. There's even a better way, baby. But you said 0.01 for the AVAX?
Correct.
Okay, which is what? I mean, that's pennies,
Yeah,
right?
it's pennies. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll briefly hit on that as well. Um, okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Hmm. Yeah, I think we're set, man. Let's do it.
All right.
I love it. It's tweeted out. Um, and I tagged you if you saw that. Anything else
No, let's get started,
before
man.
we get
I am.
started?
I just
Okay.
need to. I got my MetaMask. My funds already been transferred. I just did all that right now. It's over. So I got
Okay.
point. I got point 99 in there. It's. I just want to start off basically with one AVAX and see what we can do as a start off, and then from there just
Yeah.
grow with the economy. But from my understanding, what we discussed yesterday is one should be planning to get started with just to understand the economy and how things work.
Uh huh. Yeah. Well, yeah. And even before you bring that up, let me kind of show you some of the different options you could do. Like right now, we actually have $100 challenge going on with a bunch of people in the ecosystem, like mostly influencers, where what can you do with $100? How much money can you make in 1 month? So there's, after we're done, I suspect uh, you're gonna want to get some heroes. Maybe it kind of depends on how much time you want to mess with all this. You might just want to go into the liquidity pool. You might want to buy some jewel and just go into the jeweler. But we'll talk about that, and um, and then we can talk about what to do with that one AVAX. That sound good?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's do it. We're going live right now.
Hold on. You haven't started yet?
Okay.
You haven't went live
Oh,
yet?
it's going.
All
It's
right.
going, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are
I
live.
got. We're live. BlockchainJohn in the house with C3 Media right there in the description below. You can click the link. I was on their Twitch channel, which also is on YouTube now, just a few days ago. Had an awesome time.
Dude, it was
They
fun.
are brand new, pretty much, to DeFi Kingdoms. They had heard about it. They're interested in hearing more about what's going on. And I'm pumped. So this video is especially good if you're new to DeFi Kingdoms. We're going to talk about different options you can have in getting into the game. What the economy of the game, all the different options out there, the liquidity pools, how to do that, how to get into the jeweler, how to buy heroes. If BlockchainJohn is game, we're gonna have him on here for at least 5 hours, baby. Yes. Okay. But no pressure there. Now, we're not financial advisors here. We're YouTubers sitting in our house, not financial advisors, but the advice that we give right here on this channel is reckless abandon, baby. This is the channel right here where you can lose all your money in crypto, baby. You're one and only right here, crypto guru, crypto expert who's managed to lose over $2 million in crypto alone over this last year. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It'll be amazing. So here's what we recommend here on this channel: reckless abandon. You sell your kidneys, you sell everything you own. You go to that tavern, you buy up all the heroes, baby. You tell your wife, you tell your husband, you say, look, here's how it's going to be in this house. We go all in, reckless abandon. We scrounge up every last penny in that checking account. We go to that tavern, we buy up all the heroes, baby. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
just kidding. This man,
Zebu.
BlockchainJohn.
Zebu's in the chat saying Ben is having a lot of fun with the 100 USD challenge.
Oh yeah, we are just talking about the USD challenge, Zabu, baby, and About Life podcast. These guys are other content creators in the game that pretty much all the time. Skiller, a lot of these guys, Dr. J, Jackamach. So many of these guys actually have their own little YouTube channels themselves, and they'll help you. Specifically here, I know Zabu he's pretty new, just started his channel. We need to get his subscribers up, baby. Same with About Life podcast. And also, I want the ecosystem.
Sell your toes.
Okay, in the link below. Yes, and in the link below, go click on that video, go subscribe to their YouTube channel. Let's get their subs up. It was an awesome interview we had about DeFi Kingdoms. Their minds were blown. Their heads were spinning on all the amazing things going on in DeFi Kingdoms, all the partnerships, all the different things going. I am super bullish. So bullish on this game. I can't even explain how bullish I am. It's kind of like I spent years trying to find that awesome crypto project that's a tiny little market cap coin with an amazing team, with awesome core values, where they look out for the best interests of the community, even over their own best interests, over their own bags, where there's awesome tokenomics to the crypto coin, where the team, in this case, does weekly AMAs, where they come out and explain everything they're doing. They're doing constant updates to the game, constant innovation, constant things going. Yep. They've got partnerships all over the world. They're creating a PvP PvE game that partnered with Wisdom Gaming, which we're going to go here in a couple weeks. We're going to go visit them after ETH Denver. So many things going on. It's amazing. However, there has been a lot of challenges that's gone on with this game. And we got into that in the last video. If you click in the description, go even right now, just go give his channel a quick subscribe. Okay. And some of the things that's been going on here more recently in the ecosystem is we've been waiting on green egg hatching pets for gardening pets. We've been waiting for it. Okay. And what happened? And also profession 10 level quests. It's been coming. It's been in the works. What's happened though is once we were able to move Serendale 1.0 that was on Harmony, we moved that off the Harmony blockchain into the Clayton blockchain. Now, a lot of people still have stuff on Harmony. You can bridge it right over here into Crystal Veil, which is a different realm. Crystal Veil is a Avalanche subnet blockchain that's their own independent blockchain. They have their own blockchain, which other developers can come and develop games and do, and which we already have happening, and actually get support in a similar way that you would have as a developer of a game that Gala Games gets, that Veracity gets, that Vulcan Forge gets, things like that. Wax, all these, they can do the same thing with fractions of a penny, fees in the blockchain. It's an amazing spot to come for devs, third-party devs, to develop on this game. But what's been going on here lately is once and the vision of this game is to be a cross-chain, multi-chain game with different realms. So we got Crystal Veil here on the DFK chain, Avalanche subnet. Then we have the original Serendale that was just recently moved to Clayton blockchain. Now that had some very unforeseen little headaches. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but definitely caused some headaches. One of the things that Clayton has, they're the fastest blockchain, I think, in all of crypto. They have a 1 second block time. So every transaction has to happen within 1 block and in 1 second. So that threw in some monkey wrenches to the team. We are expecting green eggs in December. Okay. Now we're in February. We're a couple months late on that. Okay. Which is okay. But they were able to work through the initial launch of this blockchain. There is a little bit of a delay that happened on the Serendale 2.0, as we call it, on the Clayton chain. A little bit of delay, maybe a couple weeks, I think. But that also delayed a lot of these updates coming. Okay. And so what that has resulted in, what's going on here in the ecosystem is that we are a bunch of beaten, battered, and bruised DFK ecosystem. We're the faithful few that's hung in there, that stayed in there. And because of that, you have a lot of people who have been scrounging up every last penny in that checking account, baby, going to the tavern down here and buying up heroes. Okay. But all these items that we get in game from questing and things have continuously been plummeting. And that's largely due, I would say, to a lot of these delays that we see that's been going on. Because if we had the green egg hatching that already would have gone live, we have 40 some thousand now, I think maybe 42, 43,000 green eggs out there in the ecosystem ready to hatch. Okay. And it costs 200 tiers to hatch that egg. It also costs either crystal or jade, which is the power token on the 2 realms. It also costs gold to hatch those eggs. And there's different options on hatching eggs. Hopefully we have enough time to hit on that some. And so once that happens, and also when profession 10 level quests come, which we also thought would be a month or even 2 months ago. Okay, that's when we can actually use the pets to hatch the eggs. And it's going to help us quest better. It's going to help our XP of our heroes to level them up faster. All kinds of different things. The pet utility that will also help with crafting. It will help with combat when those come out down the road. But because we've had these delays, man, the ecosystem is just seeing those in-game items crashing, even though there is still use case for a lot of them. For most of them, there's still use case. We've already had now for quite a while, we've had gray egg and blue egg hatching. Gray eggs are from foraging heroes. Blue eggs are from fishing heroes. We've had that for a while. That eats up a lot of the tiers. And there's still a ton of those eggs to hatch. So there's not even enough tiers to hatch all of the eggs. Then we're going to have yellow eggs, which are miners, pets for mining, pets, and then golden eggs, which are eggs that can, I think, my understanding is those pets will be able to go on any profession hero and will be probably offering the best pets in the game. Okay, and all that is still yet to come, but very soon to be around the corner. So let me just real quick give a shout out to the community. If you're hanging in there, if you're getting discouraged and depressed from this bear market, from all the, let me tell you, there is lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. We've got the team creating partnerships all over the place, including with Avalanche Gaming. And Avalanche Gaming has had some massive, massive, massive announcements this week and over this last month, partnering with Amazon, and not just any old partnership with Amazon, all kinds of things, super bullish on Avalanche, all kinds of things going on all over the place. I'm loving what I'm seeing here with Clayton token has been pumping, but we're going to talk about all this. It's because Clayton has been pumping, it's not super profitable or efficient at all to quest on Serendale. We're going to talk about that, which is on the Clayton blockchain, Serendale, and Crystal Vale is where most people are questing. Serendale is where most people are hatching eggs, doing summoning. We're going to talk about why that is. Okay, so hang in there, DFK community. Also, one of the things that we've been talking about here for a couple months now is that DFK, DeFi Kingdoms, has put in their application to be on a new TV show called Next Crypto Gem. It's like a mix between Shark Tank and The Voice, and, but for crypto, okay, and apparently, we're not going to know. We're not going to know the results. The suspense is killing me because it's looking good. I know that we're certainly in the running to be in the show. And I guess, that might come out like in May or June is the guesstimation. And so, but it looks like there's going to be out of dozens and dozens and dozens of applications, different crypto projects that apply to be in the show. There's going to be, I think my understanding is a top 16 out of all the multiple dozens of projects that applied. There's a top 16 and then there's a top 4. The goal is to get in that top 4. Okay. Now, my understanding is it's looking good. George, I am George, is one of the judges. Again today, if you saw this morning, George gave DeFi Kingdoms definitely his best shout out he's given in a long time. He gave props to the community. Okay. But it's like with Next Crypto Gem, we're not going to know. He even told me that Frisky Fox won't even know. It's like, oh, dang. So when that show comes out, that's when we're going to know what's going on. Also, like BitBoy, there's one of the original Shark Tank people. All these people are going to be on the show. All eyes in crypto. Pretty much everybody in crypto is eventually going to see that show. The exposure it's going to bring is very likely. He's got international contracts and U.S. contracts, very likely to bring exposure into the millions, okay, to that show. I'm so pumped of all the different things. Also, Dreamer's working on getting Jewel into a centralized exchange, which will help bring on new people like we're talking here with BlockchainJohn. So be sure, again, go subscribe to his channel. Watch that interview we did the other day. It was awesome. It was so awesome. And they have an awesome channel. Good content on there all the way around. All things crypto on that channel. I love these guys. BlockchainJohn, how are you doing, baby?
Great, man. Thank you for having me. Like I said, after the interview, I'm excited to actually try out DeFi Kingdoms myself. I want to experience what the community is experiencing. And, when I had the interview, my initial impression was, it's a basic game. There's not much to it, but let's just get an overall understanding of what the nitty gritty is all about, right? Because there's always going to be a little bit more than what I'm going to be able to find. What I didn't know, what absolutely blew my mind, not just surprised me, but blew my damn mind, was that this economy in DeFi kingdoms is so deep, so powerful, and the community is
Nuts.
overwhelmingly positive. That's crazy. I couldn't
Hmm.
believe it. I was just you come in with so much energy, so much passion, so much power. The community is right behind. Everybody's supporting everybody. It's beautiful, man. I love it. That's why I'm here. It's like, you know what? Let me see what this is all about. I want to experience what you guys are feeling, man. This is a good high. So let's get started, man.
It's Man, it's so amazing. So right here, Zabu OX Wowie. Wowie is in this ecosystem. He's like a hardcore gamer, very experienced. He's like, I only am good at one thing in my life, and that's gaming. Like, okay, and so he's just gotten going. He's got a Twitch channel, and what happened yesterday was another drop from Workhorse. Workhorse is the co-founder of Wisdom Gaming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they've been dropping every week new heroes. So they've been developing out their PvP combat and PvE combat systems in this game. And yesterday, the Wizard was dropped. And OMG, he and another YouTuber, Bogside Chats, Matty Pesk, baby, these guys, I love it. And it is so your mind. They spent 5 hours just going over the Wizard. So do you remember when I told you how unbelievably complex these heroes are, just even in their code, all the genetics of the heroes? Then on top of that, they all have skills that they use for combat in the game, which is coming in the next month or 2 or 3 months ish. It kind of depends on some of these delays. Okay. And their original guess was that we'd have combat coming in Q1. Okay. But then this stuff hit with Clayton that they didn't see coming. We'll see. That's still a possibility. Still is a possibility. And it's so big brains. I'm so blown away. It's so complex. It really, everything I'm seeing has a chance to actually be a major player in the esports industry. I'm so pumped. Okay, so where do you start? You're new. What do you do? Here's if I was trying to get
Well,
cash out of my bank
well, just to
into
backtrack what I didn't mention
yeah.
on the show was that yesterday I spoke to the community, which is great. That's another thing, is that there's an active community in the Discord. That's a big
Yes.
plus, man. No, they did not fail me. They helped me out. They guided me. They didn't talk trash. Because there's other communities, other servers where you go in and you're just trying to seek advice, seek some guidance, and there's a lot of trash talking, like
Mm-hmm.
"Get out of here, noob! Get out of here!" It's like, wow, thanks a lot. I'm just trying to ask for some guidance, and here it was positive energy. It was great. You guys helped me a lot. So I basically asked, what's the best on ramp? What's the easiest way to get on? And the two tokens that were recommended was to try out Clay and AVAX. So I checked out Clay. Clay wasn't readily available on Binance. I think it is available on KuCoin, because those are the two exchanges that was recommended.
Yep.
So since I already had some fiat sitting on Binance, I have a little bit of fiat sitting there. So I said, you know what? Let me see what else is there. So Clay wasn't there, but AVAX was. So okay. So today, just right before the show, I just bought some AVAX. I bought one AVAX, and let's see where that takes me.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
thanks to the community, at least, for guiding me this far. And now it's in your hands. I'm sure you'll
Right.
take me along the way, man, and show me the light.
That's right. I love it. So I would actually say, so
Oh,
generally speaking,
oh,
what
I
I
forgot another
do,
thing.
yeah.
Another thing. So in regards
Uh-huh.
to fees, the AVAX fee on KuCoin is 0.5 to withdraw. Okay,
Yep.
and then on Binance US, it's 0.01 AVAX to withdraw.
Right. So much better, much better on Binance.us. And even better than that, believe it or not, you can actually on Binance.us on the app. In fact, I could even share this. I've got a video on this on Binance.us. There's two different ways you can purchase BUSD or USDC. Okay. Now, I guess with BUSD and all the Paxos nonsense that the government, okay, I'm so frustrated. We could talk about that rabbit trail, but you can get USDC or BUSD. You can, and there's actually two different ways to buy that. If you click right in the middle on the app, and it'll buy it, but there is a little fee when you're buying it. But if you do it on the app, you're looking at the app, and there's 5 buttons at the bottom that you can click. Okay, instead of clicking the very middle one, which I think that's like the big one that said, maybe it says trade. Should pull it up, and I can even put it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, instead of that big middle one, the one right, if you're looking at it to your left.
Trade.
Okay, what does that say?
It's a trade button.
Okay, that's the trade button. You want to hit that, and that's how you want to buy stable coins or really anything on that app. Okay, that's how you want to buy any coin, anything on that app.
Why stable coins?
Okay, then you can just send the USDC or BUSD on the Binance. You can even send it on the Avalanche blockchain, but if you send it on the Binance Smart Chain, I think you get like 2 withdrawals a week where there's 0 fees to withdraw. And that will, generally speaking, you're going to get 1-to-1. So $1, you'll get 1 BUSD or USDC. Okay, when you do that. Okay. And then you send it on the Binance Smart Chain to your Binance MetaMask wallet, 0 fees. So now it's on the Binance wallet. Okay, you can, I think you can also send it to the Avalanche blockchain USDC, either or, I think. But I think the fees are a bit better on Binance. Last I checked, this changes fast. Then through Synapse, which is a partner of this game, Synapse is partnered with this game. Like, they're really tight with Synapse, which is, I think, the largest bridge with, according to Frisky Fox, the lowest amount of throughputs, like the safest bridge that they're aware of in all of crypto. And even is built into this game. If you come down here to the docks, okay, in this game, the Synapse bridge is actually built into the game here at the Dockmaster. Okay, when it talks about bridging tokens. Okay, this is all Synapse. So, and also in the right-hand side, you can click this drop down and also come where it says bridge tokens. Okay, you can use this, or sometimes this is the way to go. It's just to use the one in game. Generally speaking, though, I go to, and this should be in the description also, I think, synapseprotocol.com. synapseprotocol.com. And it's linked with, obviously, Avalanche, with and with the Binance Smart Chain. So here, you can click on the Binance Smart Chain. It'll switch the network, and then let's take a look at it real quick. Okay, so, and then you can send it from Binance right here into the DFK chain. And so let's say you had $100, and at this point, you're going to have the full 100 BUSD. If you're doing it from Binance.us, you'll have the full 100. Okay, this is the only fee getting it into the DFK chain. Right here, you're going to end up with 99.38 USDC. If you send 1,000, you're going to get $998.33 currently. Now let's check USDC. Sometimes you want to check, it's pretty much the exact amount. You actually get an extra 6 cents if you use USDC here on $1,000 that you're bridging into the game. So when all is told and said and done, you're going to be sitting with $998 USDC and 44 cents, 45 cents when it actually gets to the blockchain doing it that route. Now, there's other options. Okay. Now, Synapse is not really linked with Clayton. Clayton has a different bridge called Orbits. Okay. And the best way to use that one, so it's not as recommended, but the best way to use that one, generally speaking, I think, is just to buy the Ethereum, send Ethereum to the Ethereum native chain. And I think you can also do it with USDC. You can send the USDC from Binance.us, send it to the Ethereum chain, and then through the Orbits or Orbit bridge, okay, you can do it that way. But if you do it this way here that we just discussed first, okay, with Synapse, and if you need to get to the Clayton chain, you then can bridge it right in game, real simple, right here, okay, from the DeFi Kingdoms chain, switch back to that network, does it for you. You can bridge Jewel, you can bridge Avalanche, and you can bridge Clay token from the DFK chain to the Clayton chain. That way. You can also, like from KuCoin, you can buy the Clay token. So that's probably the most efficient way, is to just buy Clay on KuCoin and send the Clay into the blockchain. That's probably going to be a more efficient way than messing with the Orbit bridge. And it's also very good to have a KuCoin account. Okay. If you have any money on Serendale, which is on the Clayton blockchain, it's very good to have a KuCoin account, because let's say there was a terrible bridge hack, okay, on this Orbit bridge. So I'm not as familiar with the Orbit bridge, but the team seems to have confidence in it. Don't think they've ever had problems. But let's say there was a problem with the Orbit bridge. You would want to get all of your assets into really the best route. If this Orbit chain was hacked, you'd want to get that probably either into Clay or into Jewel. Okay. And in doing that, if you got it into the Clay token, then you can just send it right to your KuCoin account and sell it, there. Or you could immediately sell it into Jewel and bridge the Jewel to the DFK chain and get it out of there. You could also do the same with Avalanche. So those 3 tokens on the Serendale Clayton chain are your safest 3 tokens there, I would say, in the event of a hack. Okay. So are you still with me?
I am still here.
Still
I am still here. Actually,
okay.
I already ran into a problem. I don't know if you can fix it for me.
Okay.
So my problem
go ahead.
My problem is I'm trying to just connect my MetaMask wallet and it will not proceed. Has anybody else experienced this?
With which blockchain are you trying to connect that to?
The AVAX. It won't even like I just click connect wallet and it just jumps on load. I'm sharing my screen. I think you should be able to see that.
Okay, here, I'll go ahead and pull that up. Okay. So when you hit connect,
that's all it does.
Okay, try hitting refresh on the browser. Did you already do that?
Yeah, and I closed the window and restarted it.
Okay.
Oh, that's different. Okay, hold on. This is something different.
Okay, so now you're right here. You're actually on the Avalanche chain. So you're connected now.
Okay, that's weird.
So this is the Avalanche chain. Yep, you can click get started there. And this is actually going to just take you right to Synapse. Same thing. So you already have Avalanche here.
Yes.
Now move AVAX to get started. There you have it. Yep. And then bridge AVAX. Okay. And so you want to select Avalanche there. because you're on the Avalanche C chain right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it just is defaulted to Joule, which it probably should just default to Avalanche. But if you also have USDC, different things, yeah, go ahead and click Avalanche there. Yep, right there. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. And then you see you've got 0.99 AVAX there in the upper right hand side. Now,
Yep.
you can't send all of it because you got to have it's a gas token as well
Okay.
for the Avalanche C chain. I wonder how much you could send though. Try sending like 0.98. See if that works. Okay. Yeah. So now hit
And this
bridge.
is correct, right?
This is okay. Well, yeah, that's another good question. Okay. And this is why, even before you do this, you can either send it to the DeFi Kingdoms DFK chain or to Clayton. There's your two options.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Uh huh.
And
And obviously, it's,
so a lot of people were talking about
but,
Clayton. Go
uh
ahead.
huh.
Go ahead.
That's probably, if you're wanting to go into the liquidity pools, that's probably the spot to go with that. Also, it's probably the spot to purchase the heroes as well if you want to buy heroes. So actually, Clayton is probably the way to go.
Okay. What is DeFi Kingdoms?
Okay,
What?
that's the DFK chain.
Okay.
That's Crystal Vale DFK chain versus the Clayton blockchain, which is Serendale. And
Uh,
so,
so they're both merged within this game.
yes, but they're on two different blockchains.
That's
So,
interesting. Wow.
and they're two totally different realms and
Wow.
that look very different. Yes,
But they're
totally different.
but but DeFi Kingdoms, it's interactive via DeFi Kingdoms on the.
Yes,
That's quite interesting.
on both chains and both realms.
Huh.
That's right. That's
Well,
right,
what else
baby.
there's? Okay, there's Moonbeam. Obviously, Harmony's not going to be a thing here. But what about Moonbeam? What is
No,
this?
the Moonbeam is it's a Polkadot EVM compatible chain.
Oh, okay.
So that's not anything you want to mess with, I would say.
Okay.
But it's an option, you know. So the Synapse bridge also supports Polygon. It supports, but in this
So
case
from
with
my
Avalanche,
understanding, Clayton or DeFi Kingdoms, it depends on the strategy I'm gonna take while playing, right?
that's right. That's right. So right here, this is the DFK chain. If you can see my screen, I'm in the docs right here, right hand side. There's all these different spots. So you got the map,
I don't see it.
and in the map, oh, you don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Your screen is up. Let's pull mine back up. Okay. So here's the map. And okay. So we can go all over the place here in this map. It's also on the right hand side when you click this. And this also works on your cell phone. So I'm actually on my cell phone doing this more than on my computer doing this. But on this right hand side, if you come here to the gardens, okay, this is on the DFK chain in Crystal Vale, which is the theme of there's a lot of lure you can read up on. Yeah, I mean, you could spend hours upon days upon weeks catching up with all of this. Okay, but there's so much. One thing here in this, this is Crystal Vale Gardens, the Polar Plunge. This is a quest. This is a training quest you can do. And we'll go over that later. But that's right here in the gardens. And kind of the theme is this is like a northern cold, frigid area here. Okay, so the gardens are, struggling. The gardens are a lot different in Serendale, which I'll show you right away here. But so here are the gardens in Crystal Vale. Now, the APRs aren't as good in Crystal Vale. However, because the emission rate, this is how Crystal is being released into circulation. The emission rate, Crystal Vale has been here for about a year now, coming up on a year, just about a year. And the emission rate has come down over time, but also what's drastically come down is the unlocked crystal rate. So almost like 98 or 96% of this crystal that you're earning, the interest that you're earning is in crystal, and almost all of it is unlocked, in which you can harvest and claim at any time. And you can then multiply into the pools. You can recompound, you can sell it right into USDC, you can do all kinds of stuff. And so the crystal Bitcoin pool, I'll zoom in here. Maybe you can see a little better. Okay. The crystal Bitcoin pool is earning right now APR 74.55%. Total deposited is only $342,000 in value in that pool. Okay. Crystal ETH is at 73.51. We got Crystal Clay, the Clay token, 72.28% APR. Crystal AVAX, 54.83%. So AVAX, has been pumping too today, baby. Now, one thing that we did a vote, because I wanted Phantom and Polygon. We could have right now also be including Phantom and Polygon into this ecosystem, people, but it got voted down. It was like 64%, but it needed like over 67% vote. Well, I missed the vote because it was like a quick vote. And that was also when there used to be Jewel and X Jewel. I could explain, don't need to, but that was the largest pool at that time. And so I think a lot of people voted that down because of that. Well, now there is no Jewel X Jewel pools. I think we need to vote again to bring in Phantom token and Polygon token into this ecosystem. Go ahead, question.
Yeah. So in regards to voting, is it a one of one, like one user, one vote, or is it you're paying certain tokens?
It's based off a few different things. It's based off how much Jewel you have in the jeweler, which is so bullish for Jewel. I'm so unbelievably bullish on Jewel. Unbelievably bullish on Jewel. Okay. And I'll explain why. So the jeweler is the main one. Also, I think for every hero you own, you get 10 votes. And for every C Jewel, maybe, is 1 vote. Is that right, community? I'm not 100% sure. Christian Peter, who's an amazing developer and has an awesome YouTube channel in the house. Effects, who's one of the biggest brain guys, also has a few different YouTube channels, one of which has like 18 or 20,000 followers now. He's got a DFK one, though, as well. We need to get that boosted. I love it. Okay, so for every hero you own, I think it's 10 votes. And maybe it was just at that time, it was for every jewel you own, it's 1 vote. But I think now it's for every C jewel you own.
But you also said something about the jeweler, right? Storing tokens in the jeweler.
Yes. So right here, the jeweler is a different spot, which I'll go to next. This is the gardens, and this is where you create liquidity. This isn't actually where I'll show you where to create the liquidity, because you're also going to have the gas token. But one awesome thing about Synapse is when you bridge your AVAX, Synapse will actually deposit. So part of that fee that you saw on your screen, they are going to deposit a little bit of either Jewel or Clay token so you can operate on that chain, because you got to have a little bit of gas to operate in DeFi. How familiar with DeFi, decentralized finance, are you, and MetaMask and all that?
I can work my way around it.
Okay. So have you messed around with DeFi much before in the past?
Are you talking about like in regards to what?
Like this is DeFi MetaMask, where you're actually connecting dApps to your MetaMask wallet.
Yeah. I would say let's see.
A whole lot of that, or just a little?
I tinkered with a couple things, couple of staking tokens.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And so you understand you got to have whatever blockchain you're on, you got to have that gas token to function, and the gas fees. That's why I hate messing with the Ethereum blockchain. doing anything there.
And my
Hate
question
it.
is, would you happen to know how much the gas fees are here for transactions, or does it vary depending on the action?
It does vary depending on the action. On the DFK chain, it's a small, tiny fraction of a penny.
Okay.
It's amazing. And so most people are questing all their heroes on the DFK chain. But, and it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad move to come to the gardens here, even though the APRs are less. The APRs are a lot less here. But the released crystal token, you're almost getting a fully released crystal token. Very little of it is actually locked. And I'll even show you. I'll come to this other wallet. I have 7 wallets. I own like 1,800 heroes in this game.
What?
I'm no kidding. Okay, so on this wallet is where I have all of my liquidity. So, and I did just compound this pool. I compound different pools. I do different things every day. Some days I sell it right into USDC. Some days I create liquidity with the in-game items. Some days I compound these pools. Some days I hatch eggs. I use this, I just do different things every day. Today I was compounding into the pools. That's what I was doing today. And so see how I've earned 7.3 crystal. And so the current unlocking rate is 97%. I'm getting 97% of my crystal. Okay. Versus over here. And you can just harvest that. And let me show you what the fee is. Claim. And I'll do this sometimes multiple times a day. Okay. The fee is 0.0034 joule. Okay. And 1 joule is what? Like 26 or 28 cents? 28 cents times 0.00345. That fee is less than 1/10 of a penny. Baby.
Nice.
And that's actually claiming out of 3 different pools. So, because right now, and sometimes I change this up. Okay, so when you look at the seed box, this is telling you, the APRs and different things. If you click manage, okay, tells you the total deposits, the harvest rate. Okay, and if I want to withdraw, see the current withdrawal fee, which this is the lowest fee, it's 0.01%. So I'm in this crystal Bitcoin pool. Okay, and let me show you that it's weird, with Bitcoin. Let me show you here actually in value. Then, so this is in the gardens. You have to come to the marketplace, and you find the druid in the marketplace. Now they changed that on Serendale. On Serendale, they put the druid here. They put him right there in the gardens instead of having him on the marketplace. So when they just launched on the Clayton chain, the druid is also in the gardens, which makes the most sense. But on the DFK chain, the druid is just right here. Okay. And so when you click that, this shows you the liquidity pools. Here, I've got a lot of these I've just had in there for a while. These are items paired with DFK gold. Okay. Which I don't think I recommend anymore. Okay. So I have here 0.033 Bitcoin and 9,022 crystal. And so I can split those seeds, they call it. This is the liquidity for the trading. Okay. Just like any other DeFi protocol, once you pair the 2 tokens together, which you do here in the Druid also. So in the Druid, you create the pool, you pair the tokens together. Let's see, I'll minimize. There we go. Okay. So you can do, and I'll go back to the gardens because there's also Jewel pairs. Jewel is really the token that you want to own in this ecosystem. It's deflationary and it's almost fully circulating supply of 125 million tokens. Whereas Crystal is going to be inflationary, but it's in there is more yet to come, inflationary pressure coming, okay, for Crystal. But it is very depleted. So Crystal wasn't long ago, it was over 20 cents. Now it's sitting over, it's like 9 cents. So if you click this little gear right here, Crystal, it'll tell you the Crystal price, which is convenient. It's right at 9 cents currently. And this generally works sometimes when I'm on the computer streaming, okay, there it is, popped up. Gives you the Crystal market cap and then the Crystal total market cap with the circulating supply, total supply and circulating supply. But there's about to be a lot more Crystal dropped. That's coming. Okay. But even that will be released slowly over time. It's not released all at once. Okay. But there's also there's burning mechanisms for Crystal to where a lot of the Crystal is also getting burned out of existence. Okay. So this is where you create the pools, right? So if I might have a little bit of Bitcoin from earlier. Yeah, I still have some. Do I have a little bit of Crystal? And then I can just hit max or however much I want to pair. Hey, and I've got enough to do this. We're compounding again. Then I hit confirm supply. And I'm pairing the two together here. Some days I might just be selling a lot of stuff right into Bitcoin or right into Avalanche or right into Clay token. Or, I was doing the Clay token and it's pumped. So I actually had bought up some Clay and I'm pretty heavy in those pools as well. And that has paid off really well there. But recently, as we've seen the Crystal and Jade token really take a dump over this last month or two, that's when I bought up some more, paired a lot of this stuff up with the Crystal. When I saw these Jade and Crystal tokens take a dump, I started kind of coming into these pools. Okay. And so once I just paired up those two tokens, I just paired them up. You can just scroll right down and deposit now the LP tokens. And you hit deposit, max. You can deposit. That's how you get into these pools. Just be careful if you're doing it with Jewel on the DFK chain. You don't want to do it all because it's still your gas token. You have to leave a little on the DFK. You always have to leave some Jewel and you have to leave some Clay token to, for the gas. And Clay gas fees are much higher now because we've literally seen Clay more than double in value. Okay. Are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, okay. So I just compounded and went right into that pool. Now, if you don't deposit, you just have the LP sitting there and it's not in the gardens earning all that interest. You're still earning the trading fees though. So just like on Uniswap, you earn 0.3, of every trade is 0.3% of every trade.
The best idea is to continuously go in there and compound it.
If you're bullish and you're not wanting to sell the rewards, or you see what I also do is I use the Crystal and the Jade to play the game. So we're going to have to do a series of videos probably to really get you acclimated into this ecosystem. To talk about the heroes summoning, hatching the eggs, leveling the heroes, you have to use Crystal and Jade. Those are the in-game power tokens. And I earn Crystal and I'm earning a ton of Jade right now. Okay. A lot of Jade I'm earning because I've got a lot more liquidity there. Uh, and I use that jade to summon heroes like Gen Zero heroes, which that's another conversation. I use that jade to hatch my eggs. If I, sometimes, some days though, I might want to sell some eggs or create liquidity with the eggs. So you can also create with this druid, you can create liquidity with the items that your heroes are earning in game so that people can then have liquidity to trade and sell, to buy and sell them. Because there's also the stone carver, that where you can make stones for summoning stones where your heroes will get better stats because it's so in depth. These are like separate hours long videos. So for a newcomer into the game, this is how I started in the game. You just come get these juicy APRs. Well, what's going on there? Let's come take a look. Let's take a look on Clayton. So right up here, I'm just clicking my MetaMask, and I'm going to go from the DFK chain to the Clayton Pocket network, or that you can go to the Clayton mainnet. Now, I have a couple different RPCs here, but also right now today, you might just want to consider just going into one or the other blockchain. So now this realm here, this is Serendale. This is original DeFi Kingdoms. It was on Harmony. They moved it, put it right here on Clayton blockchain, no longer on Harmony. Okay, and there's even plots of land here that people have bought, okay, and will be very much involved in the game, in the PvE aspect of the game. That's so exciting. Like, it's a little blurry. It's kind of weird. Okay. Here's the ADFK, Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, which is this awesome in-game tool right here that you will likely want to use for the game. It's also in the description below. That's a whole nother video. I've got several videos just on this tool alone.
Question,
but it has market data, all kinds of things. But I'm in this guild with Adventures in DFK, and this is our land plot. And they got it for a deal. It was like $10,000. But some of these land plots have sold for over $50,000 or even $100,000 in the past. Okay. And so on each realm, there are, and they just changed this. There's going to be 200, or maybe it's 500 plots of land on each realm to make a total. Yeah, there's going to be a total of 2,000 plots of land in this game ever in this game. A total of 2,000 plots of land. And some are worth more than others because of the location, but you don't have to worry about that at all.
For the user buying them, the question is the user buying them, what's the benefit of owning it?
Okay, the game is going to be developed on the land, and on the PvE aspect of the game, you will be able to use the land to do a whole bunch of stuff. But right now, it doesn't help you at all. So all these people that have owned these lands, it's not helping you at all. But eventually, like, in order to go to different realms or do different things, we might have to cross different lands and pay fees to the landowner, or do different things. There'll be crafting, different places where we can craft. We might be able to go to this land and summon a hero at a discount price, or something. We might be able to do different things.
Here's a question.
There's going to be, I think, there's going to be land tournaments. There's going to be combat tournaments on these lands. All kinds of things where you pay a fee. And so where these lands in the future will be really bullish income generating things.
Is it possible? Is it possible to create another blockchain within these lands?
That's a good question.
Like another ecosystem, because you said that this is all based off of the DeFi Kingdoms blockchain, and within that you can develop more blockchains, right?
Yeah, well, definitely some of the things going on, I think, will be third-party developers developing like we got Christian Peter right here. Oh, do we have Bolon in the chat? Yeah, Bolon or Riz. Oh yeah, we're gonna be in Denver. Okay, but Christian Peter is built. He's
That's
a
next
dev
week.
and
That's
he's got
next
a
week, man.
awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna be there, baby, with some guys in the community. We're gonna be repping DeFi Kingdoms. Yeah, land is still total speculation. That's right, Maddie Pesk. This is Bogside Chats. They've got a YouTube channel and they're in the guild. So very much a part of this guild that I'm also a part of. I think Effects is, who's big brains. Christian Peter has his own YouTube channel. He's building a tool called DFK Today that's going to be super awesome to have. His tool is going to be amazing. I just a couple days ago did a video with Born to Die 007, which was saw our stream on your channel, and he was in there that night. He's got an amazing tool called DFK Quester. Just an amazing, absolute, phenomenal tool. So all these third-party devs developing these things. This is where I get my pricing too. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, Clay tokens at 30 cents. We got Jewel. I think the market's taking a breather today, coming back down. Okay. So
let's jump back over to my screen and continue where I left off.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, do you want to see? Okay, we're in Clayton. Real quick before we do that.
Okay.
Let's look at the gardens here in Clayton. You come to the seed box in the gardens in Clayton. Uh-huh. Look at this APR. Whoa. Jade Bitcoin, 249%.
Nice.
Now, but look at the unlocking rate. The unlocking rate when I need to go to my other account that I was on before. Okay. Now the downside to this is I've got on this account 34,000 locked Jade, which is a lot. And my miners are mining, questing away that right now as we speak. And they're unlocking a tiny little portion of that Jade. But it's a decent amount. Over a month or two, 5,000 of that Jade will be unlocked. So that's also a big part of how I'm using my in-game power tokens to do things like summon. Okay. And so we've got these Jade pools. And on the other DFK chain, we had crystal pools. And then on both chains, you have all these same tokens also paired with Jewel. And Jewel is by far the best token to own. And because of that, like the reason why this APR is so much higher than the Jewel Bitcoin pool is because the total amount deposited is way less. There's only $247,000. So this is just tiny. There used to be on the DFK chain $1 billion in those gardens at one point. It was well over $500 million. It almost hit $1 billion just on the DFK chain. Okay. So you got Jade ETH. Now, after Jade crashed down, which we were all kind of expecting, we weren't expecting a Jade price of 6 cents. That's just like, oh, damn. That's really low. But when Jade came back down to 12 and 10 cents and then 8 cents, I just keep going in. And at this point, I've gone in but there is no telling. I mean, how low can this go with delays in the game? There's delays. The more this egg hatching and profession 10 level questing is delayed, the more sell pressure we're going to have on all the in-game items and Jade and Crystal. But as soon as we go to hatch all these eggs and do, and then play combat and do these different things, I'm more bullish on Jade and Crystal because you got to have the token in game to do everything, to summon, to hatch the eggs. And there's going to be a lot of that is utilized.
Well, you're definitely going to be bringing in a lot more value with doing videos like these. You're gonna be going to Eat Denver, shaking hands there, talking about that there. Especially with your charisma, man. You're gonna just shill the heck out of this. I know that you're gonna do the I guess we'll call it crypto tank. And hopefully you guys make it up on there. That's gonna be a lot of money being invested into DeFi Kingdoms.
Yeah, Yes. And so, I mean, just imagine the upside right now. Now, I think we're actually just pushed over 1,000 actual real life human beings in this game. I think it's been down to like daily active users.
Are there bots?
Uh, yes. So I have mega. I'm botting away. These are bots running. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six bots running right there.
Are they
Plus the
CPU
TFK helper bot.
are they CPU heavy or
Yeah, no, not too bad, but a little bit. A little bit. Not too bad though. But these are third party bots. So, and there's like three or four or five of them out there available. And as far as I know, they're all good. They're all safe, but it definitely adds more risk. Some people don't touch the bots, but it's a game changer, lifesaver. And that's why this game has survived. Without the bots, there's no way on God's
mm-hmm.
green earth I could manage 1,800 heroes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have three or 400 heroes, it's pretty much 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, at least that much time questing your heroes. Like just all day, every day. And when the Luna crash happened, all these things happened. That's what I was doing. I was just, moping in my bed, um, questing, just devastated. Didn't get out of bed for months after that happened. I've been an absolute wreck. So, okay, but back to these gardens. So you're gonna have to debate. Okay, if you want to start with these gardens, which is probably where I definitely recommend you starting. Okay, with your Avalanche token there. Um, so these are all these pools that I'm in. I'm in all these Jade pools. I wasn't like all the Jewel pools, but then once Jade really took a dump, I wasn't all these pools. So now if you can go Jewel paired with USDT. So this is Orbit's wrapped USDT, which there's risk there because it's the Orbit's bridged USD version of USDT. Okay, so if there's a bridge hack, it could lose its peg, just like what happened with Harmony. But the Jewel USDT pool, 72%. You got Jewel wrapped Bitcoin at 65%, Jewel ETH at 54%, Jewel Clay at 45%. Because look, there's over $1 million in that pool. Because Clay's been pumping, and Jewel, has done pretty well. Jewel not too long ago was down around 14, 15, 16 cents. Now it's, pushing 30 cents. Clay's up over, it's gone from 14 or 15 cents up to over 30 cents also. So that's doubled, like Clay has just real recently. And then this pool, the Jewel AVAX pool, is 32% because the pool reward allocation is only 5% because this isn't the Avalanche subnet. We're on Serendale Clayton blockchain. Okay, so I'm kind of a degen. Once I saw the Jade token take a dump, I went heavier into these pools because of those juicy APRs. And long term, I am bullish on these power tokens, but not super bullish like I am with Jewel. So then the other option is you could go to the jeweler over here. Okay. And right here, put in some Jewel. Now here, to put Jewel in here, you got to lock it. You got to lock it away. And it's not really worth putting the Jewel here unless you're really bullish on Jewel. You want to be it's not too much worth putting Jewel in here unless you want to lock it away for at least 2.5 years. But the max is 3 years. You lock it for 3 years. And right now, okay, it's earning a little more interest. It's earning definitely more interest on Serendale, the Clayton chain, because the Jade token is cheaper. And so everybody is summoning heroes, not on Crystal Veil. The Jade and Crystal token should be paired 1-to-1 because they have the exact same function in game. They should be paired 1-to-1, but they're not. Crystal is at 9 cents right now. Jade is at 6.5 cents. So if it costs you 60 crystal or jade to summon your hero, where are you going to do it? It's the same price in the power token to summon your hero. Average summoning price is 50, 60 jewel or jade. Sometimes, depending on different circumstances, you might be paying over 100 crystal or jade to summon. Well, you're going to bridge your heroes to Clayton blockchain and summon them here. You're going to hatch your eggs here, because the expense to hatch the eggs, you got to pay jade. If you're doing duels, there's duels with your heroes. You want to do that with jade. Every time there's an in-game fee spent like that for hatching eggs, summoning heroes, leveling up your heroes, which costs a little jade, a little crystal. Leveling isn't much. Or doing duels. Every time you're doing that, you're spending these power tokens, and 30%, 30% or 15%. It's either 15%. I think it's 15% of that expense is then immediately sold into Jewel. So 15% of that jade or crystal is sold into Jewel and rewarded right here to the jeweler. And that's what I mean. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So the interest here is pretty good. At one point, like the jeweler interest was well over 100%. Now I think the jeweler interest is, I'm not exactly sure. I know Langazi Baby put out something on this. Got Worm in the house. I love it. Okay. So he actually calculated the interest over certain periods of time. And I think on Crystal Veil, the interest is like maybe now below 10% on your jewel. But in Serendale, oh man, it's got to be up over 20%, I think. I feel like I'm getting a lot of rewards. I'm almost getting as much here as I am. I've got on this account 20,000 locked jewel versus this 6,000 on this chain, and I'm probably getting about the same amount, I feel like, of jewel rewards every day. So I just earn these jewel rewards, but my jewel is locked away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But if you're bullish on the game, you're bullish on jewel, this is a good spot to go. Or you can just hold the jewel. Okay, so what to do with your AVAX? You can go into Crystal Veil, where the fees are much cheaper to quest the transaction fees. Because on Clayton blockchain, like if I come to claim this, let me show you these fees. Okay, that's really cheap, actually, to claim that. If I come to the gardens and claim that, view the harvest. And I just, right before we did the video, right before we started, I claimed this. And look, I've already earned that much on this, just on this account. I've got several other accounts that I'm have some liquidity in, and I'm shifting stuff around at times. So this, to claim this, is 0.086 clay. Okay, remember how it was less than 1/10 of a penny, and I'm in 3 pools, I think here. Just three, or maybe I'm in 5. This might be, I'm claiming 5 pools, but the fee in clay token, clay is at 30 cents, 0.3. Okay, that times 0.086. Okay, that's about 2 cents, 2.5 cents to claim.
It says right there, right above the clay amount.
Oh yeah, 3 cents there. Which it'll round up or down. Yep. Okay, so that's why there's not a whole lot of questing your heroes, because the clay has pumped so much. It's not, especially on some of your heroes, you're losing money by questing your heroes. because of these transaction fees. You don't want to be doing that. Now, I still have some heroes here because, like my foragers, some of my higher level foragers, my gardeners. So, another nice thing about being in these gardens, okay, is I have my gardeners gardening on these pools, increasing the APR, and it's pretty substantial. So, you see these APRs like on this pool, it's 249%. Well, then you add my two level 10 gardeners gardening at the same time. I'm also earning an increased, like, I want to say somebody said 30 or 40, 50% interest. If you have your gardeners continuously gardening, that's what the bots are doing. So I can add another 50% onto that. Then I have my miners mining my locked portion of the jade that is released. And we saw, portion. So there's a larger percentage going to the locked. I just claimed this, but a larger percentage goes to the locked currently than goes to the unlocked. But we just saw. So right now, the current unlocking rate is 75% until February 23rd, approximately 1 day. Then it will change to 73% is unlocked. And also the emission rate will be a little bit less too. So the interest rate will go down, but the unlocking rate will go up.
Mm-hmm. Good.
All the way until the point to where these gardens will be similar to the Crystal Vale Gardens APRs. In about 10 months or so, about 10 months, these gardens will be reflecting the same APRs as what we just saw in Crystal Vale, but the unlocking will be almost 100% at that point, where it's all being unlocked. So your dilemma, I don't even know what I would do in your case. If I was in your shoes, I would be tempted to go into these juicier APRs.
Well, first to start off, I have the decision to make between Clayton and DeFi Kingdoms token, and I'm
Right.
gonna go with DFK because you did mention that the transaction fees are a lot more affordable, correct?
That's correct. Transaction fees are less, but the interest is less, but the unlocking is more.
Interest is
So,
less, locking is
yeah,
more.
but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well,
You could just stick with it.
what about interactions with the game itself? That does cost transactions as well, right? So if I'm doing a lot of transactions, that's
No
okay.
problem.
That's
It's
okay.
the all the transactions are a fraction of a penny, baby.
All right, then
It's
continuing on.
beautiful.
Continuing on. Let's see.
It's beautiful.
So with 98 or 0.98 AVEX, we're gonna swap that out to DeFi Kingdoms
Yep.
wrapped AVEX 97.
Mm-hmm.
So that bridge that over.
And, and that's pretty safe because this is an Avalanche subnet.
Okay.
So
And the gas fee
that's
on here, the gas fee on my end is 41 cents, 0.0196 AVEX.
okay. Is it
And
letting you?
negative, no, it's not. You do not have enough AVEX in
No.
your
So
account. Okay. So
okay.
reject.
So you're gonna have to do 0.9. How much AVAX was that fee? Was it?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
try
don't know.
that.
Let's just try 7.
Okay.
Let's see here. We're just gonna play with the numbers and see
And
what we get. And
it'll
here,
tell
no.
you what the
Okay,
fee
so
is.
the fee is 0.0196. So pretty much 0.02. 0.02. So let's do. It's got to be 6. I would
Okay.
actually go
That's
5 just to leave a little bit extra.
a little bit of extra in there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it's loading.
So that's loading. Loading. You might have to
Okay,
refresh.
let's refresh.
Sometimes, yeah, APIs. Sometimes it's just like the APIs can be a little off and you just got to refresh it. Different things. Um, Gosh, I love you guys. Crypto Grady, ask him how he wants to personally play DFK. Right. So that's big. With Garden LP or with Heroes, Questing, Summoning.
I like questing. I think I would like questing or with heroes. I don't know. It, explain how heroes in questing works. I'm assuming questing. I'm actually doing things. I'm actively going and going, and then quote unquote gardening or slash staking. That's just more of a passive thing. You kind of just put the tokens in there and just let it earn interest.
Right?
Which
Passive, earning the interest,
which
and you're getting that power.
at this moment, I
Hmm.
just want to get in. I want to play through it a little bit, so I want to be a little more
Yeah.
proactive with it. So I would like to do some questing.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
hey, then we can get into, so you got to buy a hero.
Okay.
Okay. And my first hero that I bought was nothing special hero. And I want to say it was three, four, $500. Now, okay, wait, actually, did that already go through? Did
Oh
that go through?
no, it didn't.
Oh, what happened?
I had to refresh because I had to
Okay,
lower
that's
down the
actually good.
numbers.
So if you want to buy a hero, we can actually use Born to Die's trusty tool, baby. I'm going to look real quick at this and check the tavern because I think the cheapest spot to buy a hero is actually on Clayton. And I want to say we're talking,
And I need a hero to do questing.
yes,
Okay.
that's how you quest is by purchasing a hero. And guess what the floor of heroes in US dollar amount is right now?
It's
Just
probably
take a guess.
I don't know. Let's see. Floor price $60.
Mhm. $3.56.
No way. Get out of here. That's crazy.
So when I told you it's the time to get in the game right now, oh baby,
All right then. Let's
now
do
is
it.
the time to get in because this ecosystem is just obliterated.
All right, let's do
And
90.
so you have some degens in this ecosystem like me that just is
Okay, so
like
you said
real
on Clayton,
bullish
correct?
long. Yeah, so you'll actually want to send that to Clayton. Is it only letting you do 0.9?
Well, I did 9.5. I can try 9.5. Let's try that.
Okay. Oh, the fee is worse. Hmm. Hang on here a
Oh, it is
second.
actually
So
worse.
0.05, 0.05. Let's look at this. So 0.05 times, where's Avalanche at, guys? At like $21 now? Okay, that's $1. Hang on. Before you do anything.
Uh huh. Interesting.
Yeah, we're talking about $1 fee versus if you go to DFK chain, wasn't it 0.01?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, let's see here. DeFi. Yep, 0.01.
Okay, so $21 AVAX times 0.01. That's 21 cents versus $1. Okay. Or I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Roughly,
Yeah.
roughly four
Yeah.
times,
Roughly.
roughly four times the transaction fee.
Yeah. So then to the floor hero on the DFK chain is $4.36 versus $3.56. $3.56 versus $4.
It sounds like I
Yeah.
would break even
About
regardless.
the same. You're at about,
Yeah.
but then you're going to want to bridge that hero right into the DFK chain anyways. Might as well just go into the DFK chain. I'm thinking.
Okay. Let's
So
do that.
stick with that. Let's
Let's
just stick with that.
let's do 9.5. See what happens. I think I already
Okay.
did nine
Yeah.
five, and it wasn't enough. Let me check. Let me check here. And no.
Uh
Okay. It
huh.
did not. It did not. Okay. Let's try 9.4.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. Bridget.
Uh huh.
There will be a
Yeah.
time.
It
Oh,
it like makes you keep a certain amount of AVAX on the AVAX chain. It's weird like that.
yeah. The question is how much. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work either.
No.
Let's keep on going. See what it says.
Okay.
Here, negative.
What does it say
Okay.
when you try?
Sure. Let me see here. It is saying you do not have enough AVAX in your account to pay for transaction fees on the Avalanche Siege chain. Oh, you know what?
Okay.
It's probably. Hold on.
Yeah, it does that. It's weird. Okay. He said, so shout out to Ryder, by the way, who he's the one that I think super chatted George this morning, caused George to get it. So he's saying it's 0.15 that you got to leave on. I'm guessing. So I remember when I first did this. Yeah, you had to like leave a certain amount on the Avalanche chain. And so he's saying try 0.85 probably or 0.84 maybe.
85.
Yeah, try that and see.
All right.
Did that work?
And nope.
Okay, try 0.84 then.
84. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Ryder. Good job, man. Thanks for the shout out.
Okay,
Yeah.
confirm. Confirming transaction. There we go. Pending. But you know what that reminds me? You know what? Now I don't even know if I have AVAX on MetaMask now. Do I need it at this moment?
Okay. No, well, it may not reflect that it's there, but it's there. And it's easy to add. There's a few different ways you can add it, but it's there. It'll be there in game. Okay, so now since that looks like okay, hang on at the top, it's still saying 0.99. Did that go through? Like, did that was it a successful?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My account only shows 0.14. Excuse me.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So you still have that AVAX there. Okay, which is good. And so, and somebody asked, we talked about this beginning of the show. Best, probably the best way to send money into the game, I would say, Binance.us. You just get the BUSD or the USDC. You send it to the Binance Smart Chain, no fees. So if you did $100, you'd have 100 BUSD
And then you would
sitting
use
there
that from
on.
here or.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, there it is.
now,
Okay, I see. There it is right there. I saw that option right there. That's cool.
mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but go
there you
ahead and
go. So
click now
that's
on that.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried clicking it. It's open on my MetaMask. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you guys figured that out. So it's a free transaction right there. That's awesome, dude. You know?
Yeah. So it gave you a little bit of Joule. So now you can function.
Oh,
Now
do I have
find
Jewel?
the DFK chain. DFK. So right there where it says Avalanche C chain. Yep. Right there. Find the DFK chain. Click that. Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead and switch the realm. Go ahead and switch it
switching
on
over
your
to
MetaMask.
Binance.
Nope. To the DFK chain. Whoops. Yeah. You're still on Avalanche. So on the,
It's asking me to switch over to.
okay.
Oh, hold on. Approve DFK chain. There it is. Okay, it's automatically adding it. Do I want that? Do I want to switch?
Awesome.
Yes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it. Hey, that's me. That's my
Yeah,
name. Hey,
baby.
yeah.
Blockchain John, you set up an account. Okay. So now on the upper right hand side, you see those three little
The sandwich bar.
arrows.
Yep.
Yeah, click that. And now go to the marketplace. Or you can click the map. Okay. Okay. And then see the trader right there by your, if you go down, yeah, right there is the trader. This is where, see, there's your jewel, baby. So you want to click that down arrow and put the jewel on the bottom. Okay, or you can do it that way. Click on the AVAX. Okay, and now on the one below, you want to click jewel. Let's start with jewel, and let's put, you want to sell a little bit more to have a little bit more jewel in there so you can function. Not all, not even half. You're probably fine with just like having one jewel or something.
Really?
Just
Okay.
one
So,
jewel is all you need, or maybe two. So at the bottom, you can just click on the, you can click at the bottom
It's
where
like that.
on the jewel tab. Yeah, you could do that. That's fine. And that way you have a little bit more gas fees. I love it. Yep, you got to approve the AVAX.
That transaction fee is literally free from what it looks like. Yeah.
Like 0.0000.
To in fiat, it's free.
Yeah, right. So you don't really necessarily need 3 Joule, but that's okay. Never hurts to own Joule. We treat like us in the ecosystem, we call ourselves Joule maxis a lot of times. So we're so bullish on Joule for so many different reasons. Um, but you would be fine with like a half Joule or less, probably. Um, that would get you by for a while.
All right, now.
Now you can swap. Yeah, go ahead and swap that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there you have it. Now you're going to end up with 3.7 Joule, which is your gas token, which that will last you a good, long mini quests, long time. I love it. Okay. Oh, nice. So you can actually link a trust wallet with a bank or something. So to buy the AVAX, Binance.us is pretty dang good. It's hard to beat Binance.us on anything. Yeah, baby. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways. Okay, and that went through. See that swap AVAX? That went through. Now you want to change the Joule to Crystal. If you want to buy a hero, we can buy our first hero. No, you want to leave that there, the AVAX. If you click the arrow, the down arrow in between the two coins, click that down arrow in between the two coins in the middle.
Oh.
Right there. There you go. See, it swaps them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you want to change the Joule to Crystal. You got to buy some Crystal to buy the heroes. And so let's see, the floor right now
And where are you looking at this?
is okay. Here, I'll share my screen back. This is DFK Quester.
Oh,
In my
that's what you
very
were
last
talking
video,
about. Yeah, yeah. You were just
that's
talking about that.
right. We did an hour-long video, and this is right in the description below, right below your YouTube channel. In the description is DFK Quester. And it's a tool that does a zillion different things to help you in the game. And so if you click in the tavern part of this tool, it will just
Can,
show you the
can
floor of both realms.
you able to zoom in a bit?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Whoop. Okay. Now I then got to scroll this over. Okay. You can actually even buy the heroes here. But when the network, we can just search Crystal Veil. Okay, so the floor is $4.36, which is 186 crystal. That's amazing. That is amazing. Like when Crystal first came out, Crystal Veil, it got up to $40
So if I
per
get 200
crystal.
crystals
So
right now, I'm locked in basically.
yeah, you'll be able to get a hero with 200,
All right, let's do it.
but it
But
might not be the hero you want.
okay. Well, explain.
Okay. Oh no, wait. The price is 48. 48 crystal. Yeah. So 200 is more than enough. Big plenty. If you can even get that much with your avalanche. Okay.
Well, how much are the crystals? Let's see here.
Well,
One.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
crystal is at 9 cents right now.
Okay.
So
And
you could buy like
yeah, look at
yeah,
that.
50. Uh-huh. 50 crystal. Yeah, baby.
Okay, but you said that it depends on the hero, or if I even want that hero. Explain that. I want something,
Yeah.
uh, or just
So
just to get started.
we could
This is good.
go we could go to the tavern and take a look at the heroes there if you want. You
Do I
want to
just
do that before you do this
do I just
part?
exit out?
Yeah, you can just hit X. Then on that right hand side again, click those upper right hand corner. Yep. And then at the
Tavern.
bottom, tavern. Yeah, right there. Okay.
Okay.
And then here in the tavern, you go to the agent. And there's a lot of things you can look at here in this tavern. Hit buy heroes. And right off the bat, the floor heroes right at the top, 48. So that's a monk summoner. Subclass is a summoner. Now, this is a whole video.
Holy
So
smokes!
we're already an hour and a half in, but just talking heroes is multiple videos. But that monk is a great deal because you've got 6 out of 6 summons. I'm going to look at it on my side real quick. Switching realms. Okay, so when you click on the hero, you can click on the, so that's an uncommon versus a common. That's a big difference. It's a, or not a huge difference, but it's somewhat significant. Okay, to the tavern. So when you click on one of the heroes, okay, or you flip the card, you can flip the card. Okay, see all those buttons at the bottom, the very bottom of
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
card.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So when you click on the genes there, the genes, that one. Okay. So it's just got common, active 1, active 2, passive 1, and passive 2 abilities there. And then the visual genes don't matter currently, but it does matter. So you can then mutate these abilities into advanced and elite and exalted abilities for combat. Okay. But in this case, this guy's the awesome thing about him, though, this monk, okay, is that the summoner subclass, the summoner is an advanced class hero. So that's not necessarily easy to get. And it's got 6 summons remaining. Okay. Another big thing, you go ahead and flip the card again that you want to look at. So I'm really liking the monk here. So it's a gardening monk. Monks are good gardeners. They're solid gardeners. So that's a great buy. I would without question buy that monk.
Okay, what about this
That
guy
a
down
card
here?
like that isn't normally at the floor.
What about a warrior?
Okay, so go ahead and flip. He's a gardener. Now, warriors aren't the best gardeners. Warriors are better miners, and
Okay.
I'm going to explain why that is. But that's like a huge long video to explain
Well, let's
why.
get that monk, man, before somebody else
Yeah, that
snatches it up.
monk out. Yeah, that's not a bad buy
Come on,
at
we
all.
got millions of people watching live, man. Somebody's gonna take that.
I know it.
I
I
gotta
know
hurry up,
it.
man. I gotta get on. I gotta get on
Yeah.
that. All right. So where was that? That
Mm-hmm.
was at uh,
Marketplace,
marketplace. There it
below the
is.
jeweler. Yeah, there you
And
go.
then trader.
Uh-huh.
And then it was
And then you want to do
go to
avalanche. Yeah,
crystal.
crystal. And
And then
then
I want
you want to trade it from
50.
the yeah, but you got to change the token on top to avalanche.
Oops. No, wait. Hey, what? What? Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
AVAX, there you go. We're buying your first hero, baby. This is a big moment. Like I don't remember my first hero, but most people in the game remember their first hero they
Well,
ever bought. It's like a big,
mine is being live streamed. You guys are seeing Blockchain John buy the
I know
first
it.
monk. All right, here we go.
I love it. Yeah. And then how much time do you have
Let's do it, bro. Let's keep
tonight?
going.
I could literally go for 4 more hours if you want. So
Let's
we
go.
can talk heroes, baby. Okay.
Add crystals. Hold
So
on
let's
for a
get
second
this.
here.
Yeah, do that. Hit the add crystal to MetaMask. Yeah. That's how I always add my tokens right there. That's how I do it
All
on all my tokens. That way it'll actually show up in the MetaMask. Otherwise, like in your first MetaMask screen, the main, not in game screen, but just the MetaMask screen, nothing shows up there. Yeah, Zabu speaking my language, baby. The profession chart, we got expert, which I'm going to get Stronghold from expert on the channel this week, I think. Been chatting with him today. I'm pumped for Stronghold. I want to get Zabu on the channel this week. I want to get effects on the channel this week. And there's a couple other guys. There's another YouTuber that's kind of came back. DeFi Kingdom's YouTuber, not a huge channel, but awesome YouTuber.
Here's
I
a
want to get
question.
him on the channel. Okay.
Let's see. The question is, I noticed that it said it went through 3 transactions. Obviously, it cost me nothing. But what is it going through? Why is it going through 3 transactions? Would you happen to know?
So you have to like approve the token first
Uh
so
huh.
that the game, you're giving the game permission for the tavern to use your in-game crystal. Your crystal crypto is sitting there on your MetaMask wallet, and the game is asking for permission to use it to
Uh huh.
purchase this NFT.
Okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Got it, got it. It's so weird to see the transaction details and to see, you know,
I
20,
know.
20 blocks confirmed, 21 blocks confirmed, 22 blocks confirmed, 23 is like, hold on a second. I know you told me earlier that it's a second block. I'm like, that's so wild, man. That's so wild.
Yeah. So a 1 second block, and so it's like it's caused some trouble for the devs a little bit, and so I think a lot of people are getting impatient, and they're selling their eggs. The price of one egg used to be $500. Now it's down below $1, down below 80 cents even. Sometimes it's just like, so
Uh oh.
the economy has really gotten just obliterated. Okay,
Uh oh.
let's see. You must have put in a search criteria. So go back to that far upper left-hand corner. Yep, right there. That's your search parameter. You can click reset at the top. Oh, okay. So you haven't purchased them yet. You
Okay.
must not have purchased them. X out of there. Hit that. Yeah, the X right there. Yep. Go back to the agent. And that must, yeah, buy heroes. Hopefully that, yeah, buy that monk, baby.
Did it not go all the way through?
Maybe just the approving of the token.
Okay, let's check here.
And right here, there's of the a fee of point, and that doesn't go to
There we
you.
go. So
So you're just
transaction
paying 48
4 confirmed
cents. But
by
whoever,
hero. Here we
yeah,
go.
you bought it. That's a deal. Now you can click on your heroes on that side.
There it
Yeah,
is,
and there
baby.
he is. There's your hero. He's got 6
Sparta!
summons. He's got a
Sparta!
summoner in the subclass, baby. Yeah. Okay. Um, so, and he's a good gardener. Man, that was a deal. And that was $4.36, baby. I love it. Okay.
All right.
So I was just, yeah, if you watch my channel, that when I was doing the video with Born to Die 007, last video, I bought a common monk for $770 at
Wow.
one point. It did have a double advanced ability traits. But, anyways, yeah. Okay. So now you can go to professions. Yeah, that kind of tells you some of your in game items. Okay, professions. Okay. And so you got a gardener. So that's the greenskeeper there. Okay. Start quest. You can, okay. And then you click. Now, if you had liquidity in any one of those pools that you just saw, those would show that you have liquidity there. So, yeah, when you click that plus again, okay, see, these are all the liquidity pools. This is where gardeners are really valuable. If you have liquidity in the liquidity pools, you're upping your APR by a lot. And you get it if you have 2 gardeners, you can quest 2 at a time, okay, on the same pool. And you get one gardener gets rewarded in Jade, one gardener gets rewarded in Joule. And that's still going to be the case, by the way. You're going to get 0.001 jade or crystal and 0.001 Joule. But if you hit the jackpot, you might get zero point 0.1 Joule and 0.1 crystal. Okay, so but for you, because you don't have any money in the liquidity, doesn't matter which one you pick here. You can pick any of these pools, doesn't matter. You'll still get a tiny little bit of crystal or of crystal in this case, because you're just sending one gardener. You could send two and you would get a little bit of crystal and jade, but you'll also get items in the game such as milkweed. It's an item called milkweed, and that's one of the most valuable items in the game is getting milkweed. And okay, you'll also potentially
Oh,
get
what is
spider
this?
fruit. Okay, you want to do your full stamina, 25 quest attempts, baby.
Wait, where's this coming
Yeah,
from? Where's my? How do I know the stamina? I guess it would be on my stats card then, right?
that's your quest attempts. Yeah. So for
Okay.
gardeners,
Oh, there's a
each
timer
quest,
here. Okay, I see.
yes. And so he's going to be questing away for uh,
250
about
minutes.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So it's okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah. And
Cancel
then
the
you
quest
start the
before.
quest.
Okay. So do not cancel basically because you'll lose everything. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yes, if you cancel this.
So what about
Now,
multi quest? What is this?
if you have multiple heroes, they've made it easier. Remember how the other night I said there used to be
Ah.
4 million transactions a day and
Uh
now it's like a
huh.
million or less? That's because you can do tons of quests all at the
Oh.
same time in one transaction.
Uh huh.
But in your case, you just got one hero, So, one convenient thing with fishers and foragers is that they will knock this quest out. They would knock this quest out in about a minute and 40 seconds. And then you just collect them right away and get those items. But the stamina recharges, it doesn't matter which quest, recharges at the same rate. So it's just that gardeners they're hung up on the quest for 4 hours instead of minutes, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, so he's questing. There's your timer. You got 4 hours and 10 minutes there. I
Cool.
love it.
So what happens if it
And then
reaches the time? Does it not just?
yeah, so once he's done, you'll just go in there and complete the quest. When you do that, when you complete the quest, uh, you're gonna get items in game that have real in game use case that people need, that
It's
people sometimes have to go buy. You
it's
might
random.
get tiers. Tiers are very valuable. What's that?
Is it random? Random items?
Totally random. And I can even show you the drop rates. You want to see the drop rates, baby, of the items. Here's my screen. So there's this website that is somewhere buried in the description below, but this is DFK Expert. I'm going to copy and paste this in the chat. Stronghold, an awesome community member, created this website. Not getting paid anything. I'm also private chatting this to you. Paste, just so you have it for your reference. This is in that video I told you about. Now he's still working on this website, and so it's a little bit, but he's created all these different infographics on the game. So this is a visual gene mutation summoning guide right here. Okay, for visual traits. So the heroes have traits. Okay, this is the profession chart by hero class. Okay, and this tells you all the best heroes with their profession questing that you just did. You just did a gardening quest. So the gardeners here, these are the best gardeners. And okay,
I don't see monk
and
on
I'll
there.
explain what makes them the best gardeners. Yeah, the monk is down here. He's got 110,
What is
which
110?
is
Wait, hold on. Scroll
110.
back up. What number? What does that number mean?
Let me tell you what it
Growth
means.
stat.
So gardening, there's there's three factors in a quest. First of all, okay, a hero, let me look at real quick. Okay. This one's a little more complex. This is the drop rates. Okay. We're going to get into a lot of different things here. Leveling chart.
Man, you got
Okay.
see. This is what's awesome about the community is that somebody from the
Yes.
community didn't get paid to do this. They invested hours and
Right.
hours to build this up for the people to use, for
That's
everybody to
right.
use for free. They're not. This person's not even charging you to use it, right? You're
No,
just. It's
Stronghold's
free
not making a
access.
dime.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Mm-hmm.
and in fact, it's a negative for him because he's got to actually pay for the domain, and
He's got to host
he's
it.
got to host it. Yeah.
It's an amazing community. Amazing, amazing, amazing community. So, okay. So when you did that quest for gardening, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have your profession gene, which is highlighted in green. He's a gardener. You always want to follow the profession pretty much always for several different reasons. Okay, but just know you always want to follow the profession. You never want to, generally speaking, never want to quest the hero outside of their profession.
Okay. And the
And
profession's in
all the
red, right?
heroes, well, no, not on this.
I'm joking. In green. In
It's
green.
in green. It's in
Yeah.
green. Okay. So then you have your profession gene. Then you have your profession stat. Every time you quest, you have a chance to level up your profession stat just a little bit. It might just be zero point 0.1
And I'm gonna
level.
safely assume that's the transaction fee if I want to bump that up.
Okay, there's power ups that you can get from staking your jewel in the jeweler, and then use. Not only do you gain interest on the jewel, not only can you vote on proposals, but you also can then apply the power ups, which helps. One of the power up, or both of them, involve questing and leveling. So you're gaining XP, experience points, every time you quest. You can increase the XP you're gaining, because so every time you quest, you're gaining value in that hero. That's what's so cool about this game. You're continuously gaining value in your hero by
Off of,
questing, gaining that XP, and then leveling the hero.
with
And
Jewel.
every time you level on the next level up, it takes more XP to get to the next level.
Uh huh.
Every single time you level, you're also leveling, potentially, possibly leveling your profession stat. And when you quest, the outcome that you're getting in the quest, the loot that you're getting, the outcome that you're getting from that quest, okay, hinges primarily on your profession stat. Your profession gene is 10%. Your profession stat is 60%. And then your profession level is 60% of that quest. And your profession gene is 10%. So 70% of the questing loot outcome comes from the questing loot bonus outcome, I should say. 70% of that comes from your profession stat and gene. And so he's just, once you collect him on gardening, you have a chance, a possibility to slightly level up your profession gene every time you quest that guy. Okay, that's 70%. Depends on that questing level, that profession level, the gardening profession level of that hero. 70% of the questing outcome hinges on that. That's why this chart is a little overrated. Okay. But as you continuously level this hero up, you have different stats. So there's 8 stats on the back of that card. There's strength, dexterity, agility, vitality, endurance, intelligence, wisdom, and luck. So you see that right on the back of your heroes here. This is this legendary legionnaire that I have here. So hero, okay, or actually I like to look at the back of the card here. I'll actually get out of that, stay here, and just, oops, hello. Flip card. Okay, so right here are these 8 stats: strength, dex, agility, vitality, endurance, intelligence, wisdom, and luck. And then this guy's a miner, and his mining profession level is 6.3.
Wow.
Okay, now, right now, this level is pretty much capped out at like 22. But just to get to 20 is very difficult. Let's see where this guy, this rare legionnaire. I'm going to explain what the different rarity means, but that's like one of the most important things is the rarity. You just got a common, but that's okay. That's okay. So his mining stat level is at 9.5. Okay, so both these guys are miners, these and legionnaires, and they're Gen Zeros. These guys are really valuable. So you know how I told you there's only ever going to be 2,000 pieces of land in the game?
Yep.
Okay, there's only ever going to be 250 Generation Zero for each hero basic class. And I'll go over the classes of the heroes here in a minute as well. And so there's only basic class Gen Zero heroes. There's only ever going to be 250 ever. And they can do an infinity amount of summons. So they can
Wow, that's pretty
summon
cool.
for. Yes. And these are really right now kind of the most valuable asset in the game outside of land, but land is speculative. These guys are money making machines. You can rent out your summons.
How do you
And
rent out your summons?
you got a Gen Zero hero paired with another Gen Zero hero. Okay. They summon together. They'll make a Gen 1 10 out of 10. So Generation 1, 10 out of 10 summons. You get 10 out, and those are also very good to have, valuable. Okay, because it's the cheapest to summon. The lower the generation, the cheaper it is to summon with those heroes. Well, that's a whole nother conversation as well. Okay, so this gene accounts for 10% of the questing outcome. This stat accounts for 60%, totaling 70% right there. Then the other 30% outcome comes from the mining quest stats, which in this case, miners, it's strength and endurance. Those are the 2 stats that are factored for miners. So the Legionnaire is one of the best miners in the game. What makes them one of the best miners in the game? Well, because, or actually, I'll just come right back here. When you click on this arrow, the growth arrow, every time you level the hero. So right now, this guy, he's not very high. He's only level 4. Well, you can level your hero all the way up to level 20 right now. It's capped at 20 currently, temporarily. Then he's going to open the cap and make it where we can level our heroes all the way up to level 30. And that will stop at level 100. So the max level will be level 100, and it will take years before we have anybody at level 100. But just to get to level 10 takes months and months and months and like a year of questing. Just to get to level 10 takes like a year of questing this guy. Okay, that's why we got bots going. I can help you get bots out. I help everybody get into everything, all the alpha in this game. Okay, so he's only level 4, which is okay. And then once he hits level 5, he will get 7 automatic stat points random because he's legendary. So every 5 levels, a legendary hero gets a plus 7 bonus stat points. Okay. And every single time this guy levels, when you click this arrow, there's a roll. It does a roll for each stat. For each stat, it goes through and it does a roll. For strength, and it either hits or misses. Total random on the blockchain. Totally random. So for strength, a Legionnaire specifically, and this Legionnaire has a 75% chance to hit strength. 3 out of 4 times, strength hits. But agility, he's only got a 35% chance for the agility stat to hit. Notice how his agility is only at 6.
Yeah.
Only at 6 on agility. Endurance, an 80% chance. So, whoa, that's phenomenal. You've got two stats within the same profession lining up here. We got a 75% chance for strength and an 80% chance for endurance. Add those two together, what do you get, baby? What do you get? 80% chance plus 75% chance. You got your Legionnaire. Whoop. Oopsie daisy. X. You got your Legionnaire. So right here we have mining, strength plus endurance. This is just these awesome infographics that Stronghold did for us and Albus did for us. He's the miners, strength plus endurance. Legionnaire is the second best miner in the whole game behind the Dread Knights and the Paladin that are amazing miners. And this gross stats, it's just adding strength plus endurance gross stats. So Legionnaire, 155. Well, that's because we got an 80% chance for endurance to hit every time he levels, 80% chance for endurance. And every time he levels, 75% chance for strength. Add those two together, 155. So Legionnaire. So these miners are all phenomenal right here. Dread Knights, Paladins, Legionnaires, Dragoons, Dark Knight, Knight, Berserker, and Warrior. Those are your best miners in the game. They're all phenomenal, especially your Dread Knight, Paladin, and Legionnaire, and Dragoon. And Dark Knight. I mean, really, they're all to have a combined stat of 100 is pretty good. Is pretty good. Now, on the flip side, how's the Legionnaire as a fisher? As a fisher, whoa, he's all the way at the bottom. 60. Fishers look at luck plus agility. So back to this card, his agility is only 35% chance to hit, and his luck is only 25% chance to hit. That is the worst of any hero in the game of any profession, is a Legionnaire fisher. But here's the cool thing, though. Guess what? If you happen to get a Legionnaire fisher, 70% still of the questing outcome is impacted from the profession level, which has nothing to do with the stats. The profession level has nothing to do with the stats. But the reason why, so in the tavern, when you're looking to buy heroes, okay, the reason why that does matter is for combat, the stats in which the heroes naturally level up the best at is going to benefit them the most for combat. So generally speaking, when you're leveling your hero for combat, like this is a legendary, Legionnaire for combat, baby. I want him to have lots of strength, endurance. What else is he good at here? He's good at dexterity at 65% chance for dexterity to hit. And he's good at vitality, 75% chance to hit. Okay. So every time this guy levels up, every time this hero gets leveled up, and it's time to level him up when this XP blue bar gets all the way up to 5,000 XP right here. So right now he's at 4,110 XP. This stamina, okay? Stamina, oh, this is nice. This is a new feature. Stamina recharge rate, 1 stamina every 19 minutes and 45 seconds. Well, it's actually every 20 minutes. But because I have a power-up used, it lowers the amount of time for the recharge rate of stamina. So 1 stamina bar is 20 minutes. Okay. And every time you level your hero up, they recharge then faster, progressively. The recharge rate also, the stamina recharge rate is faster, progressively.
Does your stamina amount, your stamina total expand? Like right now, yours says
Yes,
27.
27 instead of 25. You start at 25, level 1 hero. And then every even level, it adds 1 stamina. So at level 10, you hit 30 stamina. Now you can start questing your heroes on 30 stamina. And that's also a big advantage to get on your egg drop rates for eggs and for your profession stat. For this profession stat, questing them at 30 stamina makes a better difference. Okay. And so, generally speaking, you want to try to do your best. Now, doesn't normally at the floor, you don't find a hero, okay? At the floor, you never, generally speaking, ever find a hero that's good at its profession at the floor. Almost never. Well, you just did. You got the monk. Now, one odd thing about monks, okay? Monks are a very unique hero in the game because monks don't have any one single stat. Here's a monk, okay? When I flip this card and I hit the arrow, its highest stat is 60% on any one stat, but it's got 4 stats over 60% and 2 at 55%. So he's like more of a balanced hero. But his best profession is a miner, 60% on strength, 55% on endurance. That's 115. But his 115 right behind it is gardener. Gardeners are vitality and wisdom. His second best is his second best profession is gardening because gardening looks at vitality and wisdom. And actually, his wisdom is 50% chance. But what happened here? If you click this very last one, I used the stone carver just went away right before we started the show tonight. Stone carver comes and goes. And we use in-game items to create stones. And when we summon our heroes, we can use a stone. In this case, I used a lesser insight stone, which is the wisdom stone. And so I got used 4 extra tiers. I'll explain what that means. 4 extra tier bonuses. Okay, so because I used the wisdom stone, it gave this hero a permanent growth of 3% on wisdom. Plus, every hero gets a blue stat and a green stat. Every hero has a blue stat, which in his case is wisdom. So big reason why I used the wisdom stone when I summoned this guy, okay, is because he had a high chance to hit wisdom on the blue stat. And so I used the wisdom stone and I gained 3% every time this guy levels up, plus the blue stat hit. So it actually gains him 5% every time for wisdom to hit. So it went from 50% to 55%. But normally the monk is 50% chance to hit on wisdom every time he levels up. You got a 50% chance. It's a coin toss if wisdom's going to hit.
What's a secondary growth?
Okay, baby. So then on your hero, okay, this was another awesome thing about your hero is you have a summoner in the subclass, and the summoners are awesome, okay? Summoners are an advanced class in this game. And that's the subclass. The subclass matters, okay? So never at the floor do you have a hero that's good at his profession and the subclass is good at the profession, and the hero you bought has 6 out of 6 summons remaining. Normally the floor heroes have 0 summons remaining, and they're not, you'll get like a legionnaire fisher at the floor. Not a monk gardener. The gardening is the monk's second best profession just by 5 small percent. So back to this chart. Monk. Okay, we got gardening right here. Wisdom plus vitality. The monk is right there. Well, that's his second best profession. The best is barely bet. He's barely a better miner. But the monk isn't super bad at anything either. So over here, I think is fishing. Yeah, fishing, luck, and agility. Foraging is intelligence and dexterity. Now, all these stats matter for combat and PvP, but not all the stats matter for questing. Two totally different things in the game. But if you can get a hero that's going to be good at questing his quest, and which means that he'll be good at combat, you'll be able to focus on the stats, and those two things will align. So it matters to the profession matters a lot in this game. And you probably got all kinds of amazing comments by all these OGs in the game here. I love it. All kinds of stuff going on. Okay. So, okay. So then you've got the subclass. So you take all these percentages in the main class, divide it by 4. And that's what the subclass gets. So on leveling, when leveling your hero, the monk has a 60% chance to hit on agility. Okay, 55% chance to hit on endurance, 55% chance to hit on wisdom, 60% chance on strength. Okay, and it either hits or it doesn't hit. And it's 1 stat point every time you level. And it does a roll. It does this roll through the main class on all 8 stats. And they either hit it or miss it. And it's 1 or 0. You either hit it or you don't. Then it does a whole nother roll again based off the subclass. Okay, so it goes through, does a roll, and then it does another roll on each stat on the subclass. But the subclass only counts for 25% of what it is in the main class. So in your case, is the summoner a good gardener? Let's take a look. Gardening. Sage is the best. Oop, I hate it when I do that. Sage is your best gardener in the game. Second best right behind him is the paladin. Look at the third best gardener in the entire game. Summoner, baby. Even better than the Dread Knight gardener. The Dread Knight is the only exalted class. So here, I'm going to come through and show you all the hero classes. I started doing this earlier. There's a hero class. Okay. So here's your hero classes. At the bottom, you have all the basic heroes. You see that okay?
More or less, yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Maybe I'll zoom in one more. Okay. Oh, did that not work? Maybe I can't. Okay. Actually, if I click it, then I think I can zoom in. No? No, I can't. Okay. Guess not. Okay. So these are the hero classes. Actually, it did let me zoom in. Okay. So at the bottom of this summoning tree, yes, I love you. Yeah, 2X's thing. This is more for beginners in the game. More for beginners, baby. I love it. So they're all used to me dropping all the advanced, super advanced alpha. But the
Yeah,
beginner
I'm a
normally on
rookie.
most
I'm
of my
still learning.
yeah, they're going to be so lost, and it takes months to really get it. Okay, so all across the bottom, okay, if you look at just your first 8 heroes across the bottom, your first 8 heroes. Oh, actually, that's a weird. This is like, oh, weird. We just need the regular summoning chart. Where's that at? That's weird. It's got it in a weird order because it's like gene mutations for hair. Where's just the regular summoning chart? Huh. Interesting. Okay. If we go to Crypto Baby H, we've got the Unity Guild. Let's go to the Unity Guild, baby. And you can actually, this guild, talk about it, just an amazing community. You can get a mentor to help you onboard into this game. A one-on-one mentor on this Unity Guild, which is also in the description below. Okay. And they have several spots you can go to, but DFK Learning Resources, I think she's got some of the old charts in here of just the basic summoning tree. We're loading.
Yeah, Discord.
Yeah, the stream. Huh. I refreshed the page. Okay, learning resources. We're in there. Okay. Yeah, this is the same. It's like the head appendage summoning tree. Yeah, most important video to make, says Digital Enzymes. Okay. They've gotten all advanced on these charts. Okay, here's the original chart. All right. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So across the bottom, we have the basic heroes. You got a monk. Okay. The monk, if you summon a monk with a pirate, you have a small chance. Your basic chances are 14, basically a 14% chance. Just 14% chance to hit a ninja. You can mutate into a ninja. But in some cases, depending on your recessive genes, genetics, we get into genetics in this game, baby. In some cases, you can even get as high as, like, I've seen a 28% chance, like a 22, 23, 24% chance possibly to hit a ninja. Okay. This is the advanced class. And that's always the goal. And the advanced class guys when they're born, all these heroes start out with a certain number of stats when you're born based off your class and the green stat. So the blue stat gives you a 2% chance to hit on that stat on the main class and a 4% chance on the subclass. The green stat just gives you 2 stat points right when they're born. That's it. Nothing else ever matters on the green stat. Doesn't make too much of a difference, except when you can combine a blue stat with a stone and then have a subclass match it well. That's phenomenal on the leveling for that particular stat. That's more advanced. But for basics, all these hero classes start out with a certain number of stat points, which is on expert. Okay, they all start out with a certain number of stats, and the stat number they start out with, it is largely kind of follows how good they are at naturally leveling that stat. Okay. And they all start out though with the same amount of stats, and they all add up to the same amount of total percentage. So all your basic classes have the same total percentage chances of leveling up all the stats, but they're all different. Like the wizard has an 80% chance for wisdom and an 80% chance for intelligence, but a pirate has a 20% chance for wisdom and a 20% chance for intelligence. Not the sharpest stick in the woodpile, the pirate, but if you add up all those percentage chances for all 8 stats, they add up to the same amount for all the basic classes. Then on the advanced classes, which is the paladin, the dark knight, the ninja, and the summoner. And then also, if we zoom back out a little bit, so these were our original 8 basic class. This was the original Serendale tree right here, baby. Okay. And they get a little bit more stats and a little bit higher percentage total chance for all the stats. And then we have the elite class, which is the sage, the dragoon, and the spellbow, which there's another tree being built out over here. If I zoom back out, okay, and this is an old chart. So when they launched Crystal Veil, which you're on right now, they added 2 new Gen Zero heroes, 250 Seers, 250 Berserkers. Now that they just launched on Clayton just a couple months ago, they added 2 more basic hero classes, which is the Legionnaire and the Scholar. The Legionnaire and the Scholar, they make a bard, which is like a magic using a bard. Okay. And the bard teams up with the shapeshifter. The bard and the shapeshifter, which are advanced class heroes, combine to make an elite class spellbow. The wizard and priest combine together and make a summoner. The monk and the pirate combine together. And again, all these are 14% chance. You got a 14% chance, generally speaking, to hit a ninja.
Bro, I had no idea, man. I am mind blown. I'm hearing you. I'm just like, this is insane. What the heck? And I know that I'm still just only touching the surface. This is an entry video, and I'm just like, what the heck? Oh my god,
it's
this is
nuts,
crazy, dude.
It's nuts. So fun to dive into this. Oh my gosh. So I got About Life podcast, who was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but he came on for did a 3-hour show, just like we're doing right now. Okay. And he was already sort of into the game, but he hardly knew anything. He kind of knew how to do like your most basic of things. He had kind of figured it out a little bit and watched a few videos. And I saw him, he did a video one time on DFK. I reached out to him, said, hey, let me show you all the ins and outs of the game. He came on the show, 3-hour video. Next thing I know, he does a video almost every single day on this game now. And I just love this guy. About Life podcast. He's hilarious. And he's like a summoning junkie. There's so much more into the genetics of this. Archers and thieves summon together make dark knights. 14% chance. Knights and warriors, you summon them together to make a paladin. Okay, and then you summon a dark knight and a paladin together, and the max number of possible summons that any advanced class will ever have is a maximum of 5 summons. Maximum of 5 summons you can't have. So if you summon a hero together with 10 summons and another hero with 10 summons, that baby is going to have 9 summons. But if you summon together a hero with 10 summons and then another hero with just 1 summon left, the baby is going to have 0 summons. So it takes the lowest number. So if you summon a hero with a basic class hero with 10 summons and then another basic class hero with 5 summons, the baby is going to have 4 summons. So in this case, if you're summoning together 2 10 out of 10 Gen 1 heroes with 10 summons, okay, 10 out of 10 Gen 1. That means 2 Gen Zeros were summoned together. Then the baby's a Gen 1. The 2 Gen Zeros, that baby will have 10 summons. Then you summon 2 of those babies together. Okay. If you happen to have 2 Gen Zeros that pair and you hit a Gen 1 Paladin, Dark Knight, Ninja, or Summoner, still they'll only have 5 summons, not 10. Okay. Then if you summon a Paladin together with a Dark Knight, they make Dragoons that also have a little bit better stat growth and more stats to start out with. And we're going to look at that, exactly what those stats are. Okay. When they're born, and they have better stat growth. These are the elite class: Dragoons, Sages, Spellbows. Okay. and they're just OP, OG heroes in the game. Sages, Dragoons, and Spellbows are phenomenal heroes. But the top hero, the top dog, the big dog is the Dread Knight, the Dready baby, the Dread Knight. And so he even has better stats. Okay, so each time it's all about the stats, but it's also so big reason why a Dread Knight is worth 10 times, 20 times more than that monk you bought. No, he's worth, okay, 10 times more. Okay, 50 crystal would be 500. Okay, so 20, yeah. A Dread Knight, floor Dread Knight is worth like 20 to 25 times more than that monk you just bought. Well, that's largely due to the stats, but also his skill tree for combat and PvP is going to be a big part of that. Okay. And so the max number of summons that a Dragoon and a Sage can ever have, or a Spellbow, is 3. That's the max number of summons. Okay, is 3 maximum number of summons that they'll ever have. And the only Gen Zeros in the game that have infinite numbers of summons are the basic class heroes. Mm-hmm. But the creator of this game, the PvP game, baby, Pervy Sage, we call him. If you've ever seen Naruto, all right, if you've ever seen Naruto, my favorite character in that anime show is Pervy Sage. Is what he's called, Pervy Sage, and that's what we call Workhorse. And that's his favorite anime. Workhorse, who's creating the combat, Wisdom Gaming. He's creating the combat of this game. Okay, it is so dope what he's doing with this game. Is that even your basic class heroes are absolutely OP. So all the heroes are so phenomenal. And last night, this wizard, basic class hero, Wowie in the house, who act for free, has a full spreadsheet of all the stuff that Workhorse is putting out in this game that's going to be coming out in a month or 2 or 3 months. We're going to have combat in this game. It took them over 5 hours to go over the wizard, to go over the seer. It took them like 6 or 7 hours just to go over one hero's combat skills. The skills. That's not counting the traits. That's not counting the stats. We're talking the skills. So all these heroes, there's also traits for combat that are amazing that I had you look at, the traits that are now on the back of the card. And we're going to dive into all this, baby. Yeah. But at a basic level, all this starts out with their profession questing. That's what you're doing right now at a simplistic level. Okay. And so in your case, you have a monk gardener and a summoner subclass. Okay. The summoner, third best gardener in the game, baby. That's because the summoner has on wisdom, the summoner has an 85% chance to hit on wisdom. The summoner has an 85% chance to hit over here. So a wizard and a priest both, wizard and a priest, they have an 80% chance for wisdom. They're great gardeners. The summoner has an 85% chance on wisdom. You up at 5. The sage has a 90% chance to hit on wisdom. It's just awesome. Sage, 90% chance to hit on wisdom. Then the wizard and priest, they have a 50% chance to hit on vitality. Summoner has a 50% chance to hit on vitality, but a sage has a 60% chance. So this tree right here, there's some of your best gardeners in the game. Okay, a paladin is also a great gardener. He's got an 80% chance for vitality and a 65% chance for wisdom. You add those two up. That's where it's getting this number here on the side for the professions. Okay, so sage, best gardener. Paladin, second best gardener. Summoner, amazing gardener. Dread Knight's awesome at every single profession. Okay, obviously. Dread Knight, best profession though, is mining. also amazing gardeners. They're also really good foragers. Their worst profession is fishing, but they're still amazing fishers. Okay, 120. Okay, Spellbow, brand new hero. His intelligence, I mean, it's off the charts. The Spellbow is like an archer combined with like a wizard. And that's a lot of people's favorite hero in the game. And it's the newest hero right now that we have in the game. Hardly any of them are in the game, period. I have not yet gotten a Spellbow. I've never summoned or purchased a Spellbow. That's the only hero I don't even own. Okay, and there's no hero even close. Even the Dread Knight and the Paladin at mining combined, it's a Paladin is 80% strength, 80% endurance. 80 plus 80 is 160. Okay, and that's like off the charts. Just to be at 100 is good. 160 is mind blowing. The Spellbow at foraging is 175. It's just nuts. Okay. Yeah. And then some of the, like, there's a lot of girls in the community also that like to summon for visual genetics. That's a whole nother thing. The visual genetics. Oh, and I forgot to tell you to hit a Dread Knight, the Sage and Dragoon summoned together to hit a Dread Knight, you only have a 7% chance for that Dread Knight to hit. And the max number of summons that a Sage and a Dragoon can even ever have is 3. So they're by far the rarest hero in the game. By far is the Dread Knight, of course. Low chances to hit. And the most number of summons that a Dread Knight can have is 1. And that's rare. To even have 1 summon on a Dread Knight is precious. Like, okay, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm actually right now looking at heroes on the market, and I found
Nice.
an uncommon archer with 6 summons. See that?
Ah, that is cool. That's cool. Okay, now, okay, what is the profession of that archer?
Gardening.
It's a gardener.
Which,
So archers are terrible gardeners. So if
okay.
you click the arrow there, notice how vitality, the archer is 50%, but wisdom, it's only 25%.
Yeah,
So,
so that's
which
why.
is, you add those two together, that's only 75%. But again, I love gardeners. So, for 2 reasons. Okay, notice how, look at the very bottom of the front of the card right there. Do you see the 135 heart?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the health, that's the HP. The growth of the HP is solely based on, it's a coin flip. You can have a big hit for HP, a middle hit, or a bad hit. Okay, but the stat of vitality is the only stat that matters for HP growth. That's why I love gardeners. And then the other stat on the other side of the bottom of the card is mana growth. Okay, and that growth is based off intelligence and wisdom. So that's why I love gardeners, because you're pounding the vitality and wisdom when you're leveling those bad boys, adding to your growth of HP and mana. That's why I love even archer gardeners. I love them. And I think they're actually the worst gardener. Yes, they are the worst gardener in the game. But I don't care. I love gardeners. So I got lots of archer gardeners. Lots of them. And the uncommon, every 5, when the hero's born, the uncommon gets 2 extra stat points. And then at level 5, 2 more extra stat points. Level 10, 2 more extra stat points. Okay? For an uncommon. That's what makes the rarity of the card valuable, is the stat points. A rare, when he's born, gets 4 extra stat points. Just random. At level 5, 4 extra stat points. Level 10, 4 extra
What's
stat points.
what's
All the way
this
up to
right here? I
level 1.
noticed that some of these cards have a cooldown.
Summon cooldown. So that bad boy was just born, or he just summoned. Yeah. So there's a cooldown period every time you
107.
summon. Yeah. So notice the XP and the level. He's never even been on a quest. He's a brand new baby.
Wow.
Level 1. So when they're first summoned, there's a summoning cooldown period.
So did somebody put this on the market, or was it just randomly placed
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yep. Nope. Someone put it there, and you can list you could turn around and list your monk for sale in the tavern. And when you sell it, there's a fee of 3.75% fee, which is small, but that fee at all this tavern fees add up. That's also another thing that goes to the jeweler, that goes to the gardening quest fund, and it goes to the team
Oh,
and
okay.
is burned. So 5% of all the crystal used for summoning for on these purchases, to like on that purchase, you just bought that monk, of that fee, of that 50 crystal you just used, or whatever it was, 48 crystal, 5% of that burned out of existence. Then about close to 50% of that goes to the team. And that is also split up. So part of it actually just goes to the team. Part of that goes to uh, different funds that they use to help the community, or different things they're doing. It's, I want to say somewhere around 15 to 20% actually goes to the team to pay, the team. Uh, okay. And then a chunk of 15% goes to the jeweler to reward the jewel holders. 30% goes to the quest fund for your gardening that you're doing right now goes to the quest fund of all the in-game fees.
So
So yeah, looking at
this
those,
one's ready to be leveled up.
yeah,
So
it
the
sure
question is,
is.
why didn't the player level him up?
Because so that hero was actually dark summoned.
What?
Okay, there's two different ways to summon. When you dark summon two heroes together, they die. You're burning the heroes out of
Is that
existence.
what that blood is right there?
That's what that badge is. Yep. But there's benefits to dark summoning. Now, not a ton of benefit, but enough benefit to make it oftentimes well worth it. It's a rarity bonus benefit, potential for rarity, better rarity. And if you're summoning two heroes together, it takes the average level between the two, and you can just level him right up. So if you summon two heroes together that are both level 10 heroes, then you can then take that dark summoned hero and level him right up to level 10. And that he's got a +1 level up there, right there. And that's a dark summoning badge that he's got. Uh,
Okay.
and also, if you dark summon heroes with remaining summons, you can use those summons in the dark summon to even more increase your rarity chances. I love this. I love this. I love all the people in the chat, man. At the floor level, I do not care about profession stats. I just put them to work anyways. That's right. Because 70% depends on the profession stat, not on getting that archer gardener, even though, yes, he's the worst gardener in the game, but at this level, it doesn't even hardly matter that much. But it does matter. It still matters. Where it really starts mattering on your questing outcome is when you have higher levels. Then those stats play a massive, massive role as you just keep leveling up those stats. Okay. And your loot outcome that you get is drastically impacted at the real high levels where those stats really come into play. But at first, like for you, I love those archer gardeners. I'll take them all day long, baby.
Ooh, this looks
Love
good.
them. Mm-hmm.
3.3 mining. It's pricey.
Okay.
It's pricey. So what
Yeah.
I've been
So
doing, this is where my
what's the
eyes like
method?
leading to. I'm automatically
Mm-hmm.
looking at the amount of summons available. That's the first thing I'm looking at. Why? I don't know. It just looks
Mm-hmm.
like it's something that is a precious commodity in the card, and it's only a limited supply within the card. So that's automatically what I'm
That's right.
looking at. So obviously,
That's
in
right.
comparison to this one's already been used somewhat. This one's has not been used, and so I'm looking at this, and then I'll look at the rest of the
Yeah.
details, flip the card over, and see the mining. I still don't quite understand the numbers here because I've seen some other cards where it'll have the green bar, right, or the green outline,
Huh?
but I'll have 0 0 here, and like in Fortune, I'll have 3.3. It's like that doesn't make sense.
Yep. That's because whoever owned that hero was questing him outside of his profession. So you can still send a
Oh,
miner, you can still send him foraging, okay? But the
ah,
difference is the stamina used. If you do that, like if you send that miner, if you send him foraging, a regular forager will get it's 5 stamina per quest attempt for a forager. But if you're not following the profession, it's 7. So he only gets, generally speaking, 3 quest attempts versus 5 quest attempts for the same amount of stamina. And the loot bonus, which I can show you here back on my screen right here on Expert. Let's look at these loot drop rates. Okay, so these drop rates on this website, this is for your basic bare bone drop rates. So as you level up your profession stat, okay, and if you're questing on the profession, okay, right, it explains some things here. The higher drop rate is for heroes with the correct profession gene. So on some of these like runes and Mashka runes and eggs, you get a much better drop rate. You get a double the chance for eggs chance drop rates if you're questing according to profession. It's just like not worth really ever questing ever for so many reasons. For your tier drop rates, for everything, to not quest according to the profession, but you still can. You can still quest those guys on any profession, and the drop rates won't be as good. Now, when pets come into play, that's going to change. Now, if you've got that foraging,
well, I wanted to ask.
paladin.
I wanted to ask in regards
Mm-hmm.
to PvP. What's the benefit
Mm-hmm.
of that? Why do that? Are you gonna level up? Are you earning credits? You're earning tokens, tiers, eggs. What's going on
Well,
there?
so generally speaking,
Are we betting?
okay, if I
Are we
have,
placing bets?
oh yeah, so that's all coming, and it's going to be
Tournaments?
major XP tournaments. There's going to be an entry fee to play, and then just like right now with duels, you can go do duels, and it's an entry fee of, you can do like 10 crystal. You put in a team and you duel with another guy. Now it's all automated for you. That's where combat will come in, and actually where you're interacting more. And there is already another game called Fight Club, which is amazing with this game. And it's like chess level of strategy with Fight Club, third party dev. It's amazing. I could show you that. That's a whole nother video. Okay, with Fight Club. I'll let you get the screen back. Okay, so the reason why that matters, though, to answer your question, is archers who are bad gardeners, right? So generally speaking, you want to be pounding vitality as your guaranteed. Okay, also, something I forgot to finish earlier. When you level your heroes, it rolls through each stat for both the main class and the subclass. Then on top of that, let's see if I've got a hero to level. I probably do. On top of that, you have Gaia's Grace or Gaia's Blessing or whatever. So to level up, you come to the meditation circle. All right. And I love the music. Let's turn on the music. I love the Zen, baby. The Zen music. The composer, Sam, the composer of this is named Sam, and the music is phenomenal. So when I come to level my hero, okay, let's see if I have anybody ready. Yes, I have my Gen Zero ready to level. And guess what? I've got a greater attunement stone. This right here is like worth $20. Okay. And, or greater attunement crystal, I mean. Okay, so you can use crystals to help your leveling process. But every time you level your hero, you have one guaranteed stat. And if you check my Twitter, I actually leveled up one of my mythic heroes. One of my mythic heroes yesterday, and he struck out on every single chance stat. He only got one stat point. Let's look at my Twitter. I got to show you this. Like, because this is the chances of this happening is almost like zero. But it's happened to me one other time that I know of. This is hilarious. So, right here, baby.
Yeah,
Look at this level.
shout out to DFK for all the subs, man. We got up to 300 right there. I saw that you tweeted that.
Oh yeah, I retweeted that. I love it because I'm trying to get you now. Now we got to get you quickly to 400 subs.
Awesome.
Everyone, go
Yeah.
subscribe to this man's channel in the description below. Just right now, you can even go do it. Eric David Tippett. He's the one that helped me with the artwork behind my channel right here. So he's a video editor guy too. So look at this.
I was actually
stat.
gonna compliment on your stuff, man. You got a nice setup here.
Hey, thank you. That's him. That's him. If you go to my channel, okay, here, like, see that? He made that. Eric
awesome.
David Tippett. Yeah, and then when you click like on this video.
Yeah. I saw it. Dude, that's awesome,
He did
man.
this. He created all that.
That's awesome.
That was him. He made this video for me. DeFi Kingdoms, you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. Literally, we could. That's him. Eric David Tippett right there, baby. Yes. Okay. So on this tweet here, this is just hilarious. Okay. I struck out with this mythic archer. I missed on the strength. Then I missed on the dex. He had an 80% chance to hit on the dex. He missed it. A 55% chance to hit on strength. He missed it. He had a 50% chance to hit on agility. He missed it. He had a 50% chance to hit on vitality. Miss. He had a 60% chance to hit on endurance. Missed. He had a 40% chance to hit on intelligence. Missed. A 25% chance to hit on wisdom. Missed. A 35% chance or a 40% chance to hit on luck. Missed. Then, okay, monk subclass. The monk subclass had a 15% chance to hit on strength. Missed. 15% chance to hit on dex. Missed. 15% chance to hit on agility. Missed. 15% chance to hit on vitality. Missed. A 12.75% chance on endurance. 13% chance on endurance. Miss. Then, okay. So the chances of that happening.
Wow.
Then on top of that, so when you're leveling, you get one guaranteed stat. Okay. And this is a scholar, seer. Okay. Not a great miner at all. Decent on endurance. I'll go ahead and in the early stages, there's a lot of debate on how to best level your hero. I love it. It's like I'm a big contrarian guy in this, but at the early stages of the hero's life, I like to hit on the stat in which they naturally best level naturally on their and follow their profession, so they quest a little better, which will have it basically over time his questing loot outcome. If you focus on the profession gene, the early stage of the hero's life, even though this is a combat hero because the legendary, I'm going to go ahead and hit endurance there. Now, strength is not going to do a scholar or a seer very well at all. So I want to hit vitality and I want to hit luck. Okay. I'd be better off hitting intelligence. Intelligence is another good one, which probably down the road, I'll be hitting intelligence and wisdom. Okay, so I get my guaranteed endurance stat point here. Then on vitality, because I want to hit that HP early in the hero's life. Okay, and I like to hit luck because it helps on your increase your chances to get things like eggs, and it's good for combat as well. Luck is just a great stat for both questing and combat. Okay, but most of the time I'm just going to I would do endurance and strength and then either luck or vitality, because it's a minor. So I get my guaranteed endurance stat point. Then I get to click 2 stats down here for Gaia's blessing. Okay, and each of these are a 50-50 roll, 50-50 coin flip. So it's a big deal on how to level your hero. And there's all kinds of different strategies out there. Zabu, what Zabu does is he pounds vitality, intelligence, and wisdom on every hero for the first 10, like 5 to 10 levels to really help get the mana and the HP early in that hero's life. And then over the time of leveling that hero, it will be exponential on how that will affect. I love it on how that it will affect that hero's leveling because HP, it's like it grows based off your vitality. Mana grows based off your intelligence and wisdom. Okay. Anyways, so me hitting right on this tweet, just hitting one, I mean, it's like a 0.1% chance or something. It's almost a 0% chance to only get one stat point in a level. Is that not hilarious? Okay. But then this is the best level I think anyone's ever gotten in the history of the game. Are you still with me?
Yep, I see it.
This paladin, I don't know if anyone's ever done better than this, baby. He hit on every single stat. He had for strength an 80% chance. Dex, he only had a 30% chance. 30% chance, I think.
Was that recently?
Maybe actually, Dex, he had a 40% chance. He hit. Agility, 30% chance.
Wait,
hit.
he's playing this on Vitality. His phone. You could play this on your phone.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm functioning on my phone most of the time.
Okay, I was already under the assumption that I can only do it from my laptop. Okay.
No.
Cool.
I'm on my phone most of the time, baby. Mm-hmm.
All
so
right.
I hit all these. Then I hit all these. That's 16 stat points in one level. That is like absolute, and that's with no rarity bonus either. No rarity bonus. I don't think anyone's ever, I mean, I'm sure someone else has gotten 16. I thought it was actually 17. Then I realized yesterday, it's just 16. The max number of stats you can get on any level up, not counting rarity bonus, the max number you can possibly get is 19. If every single thing that possibly could hit is 19. That's phenomenal. I wonder if that's ever happened. I have not heard of anyone else ever doing that, doing even 16. So getting like 10 is really good for any hero. The average is 6 for a basic hero. The average for a Dread Knight, I think, is like 8. Okay, and that's if no crystals are used. What I'm doing right here is I'm using this $20 freaking crystal that are going to run out and soon will be no more. So I'm using these on all my Gen 0 heroes. I only have a few left. And then the game, they will not exist in the game. They might be up to like $50 now per crystal, which is nuts that I'm doing this, but I'm just investing into this $5,000 here legendary Gen 0 hero. Okay, and what this does is it adds 2 guaranteed stats. Plus,
$5,000 today, $50,000 tomorrow.
Hey, I believe this thing someday could be worth $500,000. I believe these Gen 0 someday might be worth $500,000. Who knows though? But yeah, $50,000, very realistic. I think. Okay. So I did endurance is the guaranteed, and then vitality and luck. And then later on, after this hero hits like level 10, I'll still be pounding vitality, but I'll be focusing primarily on intelligence and wisdom. But it did just drop like workhorse, dexterity, like all these stats will still matter for all the heroes. But the stats that will most benefit a scholar for combat, the top stats here is intelligence, wisdom, and then vitality and endurance are tied for third. And then actually luck. Luck is the hardest. Hardly any hero in the whole game is good with luck. Okay, which is interesting. So this is going to give me 2 extra random stat points, plus actually increased on those 2 stat points it gives me. It's also going to increase permanently the primary stat growth of each of those stats by 1% and the secondary stat growth by 2% down here. Okay. So we begin that we can now do these. Oops. Hello, cancel. Okay. Now if I do deferred fee, we can actually tap into our locked crystal now as well, which is cool. It helps the burning rate of the crystal. Okay. So begin the level up. I'm leveling this guy up because it's level 3 and it has 4,000 XP. Also, up here at top, okay, we haven't hit on this yet. We got the background and we have the element. It's a light background, a city, and it's a female. Male, female, doesn't matter at all in the game that we know of, except visual genetics. Okay. But it doesn't impact summoning or the game that we know of at all. So then there's a little 20-second time period we have to wait when we're leveling this hero. Oh, yeah, I've hit a couple 13s here recently, and maybe a 14 even recently, because it's a minor prime time. So most people don't pay too much attention to the profession for a potential combat hero, which any legendary hero is a potential combat hero. I still like to hit that at the early stages of the hero's life, follow that profession, and because they'll quest better and those stats will still matter, as we're finding out. We found out yesterday that Dex is going to really benefit, yes, a sage and a wizard. Okay, so now check out this level here. I just hit 6 stat points, but plus, I also hit 2 more. Let's see what they were. I'll be able to know this. I hit on agility and I hit on luck. Would have been great if it was a fisher. But that also, so it added 1% chance on the permanent stat growth for luck and agility in the main class, and then 2% in the subclass down here. Okay, you don't even need to know that. No worries. And it took 2 runes were required to level him up as well. You got to have runes, and I had to have a little crystal. Not much. Okay. Which is the in-game power token that you bought some of. You bought some of that crystal. All right. So back to you.
Nice. Yep.
I know it, man.
My
I
monk.
know it.
My monk. So yeah, the exciting thing is that I can actually play this on my phone now. I didn't know that. I was like, okay, so I'm going to leave this game here on my computer. I'm going to go to work, and then I'm only going to be able to play it maybe twice a day coming back home, in the afternoons.
Yep.
But dude, I'm going to be taking bathroom breaks at work. Playing DFK.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
gotta quest those heroes, baby. You
yeah.
gotta go quest them. You can't let precious minutes and seconds go by with that stamina being full and him not questing, baby.
Yep.
I love it.
I'm actually going to be putting a timer on so I know when to restart the quest.
Yeah. Now, if you want to put a little jewel into the jeweler, you can add the power-ups, and you'll be making a little interest on the jewel. And so then he'll quest better and faster, or his cooldown time. So in the jeweler, yeah, right there, manage power-ups. Yeah, you got to deposit some jewel right there. But be careful not to do all, because you still got to have some for gas.
Okay. So I have no jewel.
And it probably won't let you anyways. Yeah. Prime time. This prime time he's got a guild. He's got a YouTube channel and a Twitch, I think. Yeah. I love it. Ah, burning hole in my pocket. Brothers and sisters, I have crystal burning hole in my pocket. I love it. Because so people become straight degen when they're summoning. Okay. So another thing, another factor you want to look at in your heroes when you're purchasing a hero, okay, is, and this is big, is your genes. So when it's white, you can hover over it. It's basic, which basic, these skills, these are ability genes. I call them abilities, but they're called like traits by Workhorse. We've always, as a community, called these abilities. So his active 1 ability is Iron Skin. It's a basic ability. Heal is basic 3. But in the same way, in the exact same way that all of the heroes can mutate into a better class, you have to have a pirate paired with a monk to potentially get a ninja. The ninja's advanced. Okay. In the same way, you can combine a basic 1 ability and a basic 2 ability to get an advanced 1. And it's an advanced ability now with the same percentage chances. And this is like a really, really, really important part of the card. Okay. And then you can combine your advanced 1 and advanced 2 to get an elite ability. And then you can, an elite 1. Then you can combine an elite 1 with an elite 2 to get an exalted ability. So you can like have a dreadnought. I have a few exalted, transcendent, also known as abilities, okay, that are huge in combat. One of them is resurrection, second life. Like you die in combat and then you get resurrected. You have a whole nother life in combat. That's how, with 50% health, when on resurrection, they're resurrected with 50% health and on cooldown, but still, your hero just literally died and resurrected again. Okay, so that's the exalted, one of the exalted abilities. So all these matter. So these are basic heroes. I'm going to show you because you're one of these, we're going to find, okay, basic, because they're color coded in the same way and on the back. Got a lot of basic abilities going on here. Here, I'm going to hit, you can actually just hit this. Hit the genes, baby. Okay. Notice how it's green right here. Explosion Advanced 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So this hero has an advanced ability, which is and could very much be just as important as having an advanced hero mutation. This is how deep this goes. So we got a basic hero, monk. It's common with the priest. Subclass matters big time too for combat. Subclass matters. You got a summoner at the floor in the subclass. Okay. And then explosion. That's kind of like having a ninja because it's an advanced ability with the cleanse on top of it. Cleanse is a really good basic ability. So who was in the chat earlier, let's see. Oh yeah, sweet. Wowee. Because I hate how I closed out my Brave browser and it forgot all my tabs. But Wowee for free. He's done this spreadsheet for everyone on all the active and passive traits. You got basic, 8 basic trait abilities. Okay. Then you've got 4 advanced in the actives. Then you got 2 elites, 1 exalted. Then on the passives, same thing. This is what Workhorse has built out. Huge, huge important factor on combat. Then you have your heroes all have skills. Each hero has skills, and some of them like are passive skills for combat, okay, that happen on their own. And some of them, these skills require mana to use. Okay. And like in this one, and there, it's so phenomenal. This is the archer. We got the knight. We got the priest, the warrior, the seer, the pirate, the berserker, and yesterday dropped the wizard that took them 5 hours or 6 hours to discuss these skills. And he has his ratings over here. This is Wowee. He does his own personal ratings and write-ups, reviews on the side, his remarks. He hasn't added them yet for the wizard. The Wowee, he's got some Wowees on this wizard. It's so fun. I mean, look at all these Wowee ratings. So every single hero, SSS, SSS. Okay. SSSSS. It's like he couldn't even give an A, and an A is really good. An A is really good. No kidding. Some of these heroes actually do, like, look, he's got an A on this one, A, S, 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 and then it gets like crazy. Okay. And the archer is actually phenomenal. I bet he ends up he's going to update all of this. But so as they've dropped the alpha about every single hero for PvP esport level combat gaming, it's coming. Okay. For this game, for our heroes, it's coming. So as this alpha gets dropped on each hero, our minds are just blown. We haven't even talked about getting into the lure yet. The background.
Oh,
the
I love it. I want to know.
Heroes.
I want to know. Yes.
Oh, the lure.
That's the stuff that I geek out on. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Here, check this guy out.
So the lure.
What do you think about this guy?
Oh, it's so. Huh?
What do you think about this guy right here? This
Okay,
ninja warrior.
Let's take a look.
I'm looking at this one here.
Oh, baby. Well, I like that rare one better. So rare, the one that's rare for 190. Okay, you got 5 out of 5 summons versus 4 out of 4. So the uncommon does have 1 extra summon. Okay, so then flip that card. They're both gardeners. Ninjas are not great gardeners, but they're not horrible gardeners either. And I love gardeners. Okay, now see if any of them have an advanced, not the growth, but the one right in the middle. Yeah, the genes. Okay, so they both have just basic abilities. So I would, in that scenario, now notice how the head appendage, he's got the fallen angel crown. That's in the with the rare one. Do you see in the green head appendage, fallen angel? Okay, so that's actually a mutation for the visuals, which won't matter for combat. At least at first, it won't matter. It might someday. But you can see that if you flip the card, those visuals do add value. Okay. And might come into play. So they're both level 1. You also want to look at the level of the hero and the generation. So see, the uncommon is a Gen 3. The rare is a Gen 2. That's a big difference in the summoning. But it's not that big of a deal for advanced heroes. Not that big of a deal there. But it does matter. And because it's cheaper, the lower the generation.
This is what I was looking for. I was looking for a ninja to level up alongside with my monk. So when I get to a certain level, I'll be able to merge them, yeah?
No. that's a pirate with a monk, and they create a ninja. A
Pirate.
ninja is an advanced class, so you want to search for a
Oh,
pirate.
pirate. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Well,
Let's
thanks
look
for
for
telling me.
pirates, baby.
Reset. Let's look for pirates.
Okay, and yeah, you want to make sure you're in the subclass there. That's subclass. So go up.
Okay.
Yep, that's important. So hit pirate. Yeah, and now hit apply. Now the other thing, you want to try and match up the genetics of the abilities that I was just telling you about. The abilities make such a big difference. DFK all day, prime time. Yeah, RK3. What did I miss something? You solidify my Jade outlook. I know it, right? Today's hype. Yeah, there's some cheap Seer Berserkers and Scholar Legionnaire 10 out of 10s pairs near the floor. Ooh. Ooh. Now, a phenomenal tool. Let me show you something here real quick. If you want to buy a good pair together, one of the best tools in the game is this Adventures in DFK. Neindorf and Raff. This is the guild that I'm also part of. Now, this is actually a paid service, okay? Pretty cheap. Another thing that the jeweler's going to do here soon was you can put in your jewel, stake your jewel, and soon we'll be able to allot our jewel rewards to some of these third-party platforms to use their tools. And we cannot wait for that. So these third-party devs can start making money. But in this tool, you can do here what's called hero matching. Okay, hero matching. And if you could tell me, what is the hero ID number of your monk you just bought?
Okay.
Let's take a look at that. Pull up that monk.
49,314.
Okay, 49,314, and that's Jade there next to it. So that means it's Serendale 2.0. Okay, so this is kind of a bummer that they did this. You have to add, if it's summoned on Serendale, that's the number. If it's summoned on Crystal Vale, okay, you start with a 1, and then you add a certain number of zeros. Now, in Serendale 2.0 with Jade, you got to start with the number 2. And this is with
switch back over to your screen.
Most apps. Yeah, yeah. So with most apps, so in that case, I have to do start with a 2, 7 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what is that hero ID again? It is
49,314.
Okay, 49314. Let me just look for you here. And then what generation is that?
3.
Let me see. A Gen 3 with 6 out of 6. Okay. So we don't really care about the generation. Let me just see. So on this, I can do for sale and then ignore. And I could do a whole video just on this tool, but I just want to see min summons. We want 6. Let's see if we've got a good pair. As a pirate, we're searching for sale. This will search the tavern for us. Ignore summoning cooldown, and we want at least one ability that can mutate. And that's what we were just talking about. And I'm going to click none, and I'm going to click the pirate. And this gives you all the heroes, common, advanced, elite, and the Dread Knight. Okay. And then I can hit view. And it's going to show us both realms. Okay, the tavern in both realms. Now, I have had some problems recently. The site has had so much traffic recently. There's a lot of people summoning right now, a lot. There's a lot of summoning going on because it's so cheap to summon. Okay, and so you use this a lot of times to find good pairs to summon. So here's all the pirate. Check out this one right at the top. I love it. So now that's pricey. Okay, so at the floor, and this is in Crystal Vale for 57 crystal right now, which is $5. You've got a pirate wizard gardening, which wizard and scholar is a great subclass for gardeners, where you've got just one ability that can match up. Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
and
a nice
so
tool.
we call it the mustard. Okay. And then what's even better? Like, here's one. All right. This is even better. Where two line up. Okay. Now, here's the problem with summoning. It's a Gen 3. So generally speaking, when you're buying a hero at the floor, okay, you don't want to be summoning heroes together that are Gen 2 and above, or Gen 3 and above. Gen 2s are okay. Because the price to summon exponentially goes up. And I'm going to show you a chart on that. So you probably actually aren't going to want to use that monk to summon until way down the road. Now, to summon, if you want to buy a pair in order to summon together, we want to be searching 2 Gen 1 10 out of 10 pairs together, or 2 heroes together that both are Gen 1 10 out of 10 heroes that also have the class mutation, like trying to get a ninja in this case, that also have ability mutation. Okay. So, and I can help you with that if you want to get into all this more, right? Because that's what happened with the About Life podcast. He's like a summoning machine. It's so fun. Okay. So now I love that your monk has this summoner. I mean, that was a great floor hero. It really was. Okay. So, although, with that being said, generally speaking, floor heroes have 0 summons. I mean, to get a floor hero, you're lucky to have any summons. So, but when I see a Gen 3, it's almost like, unless he had an advanced ability or something, I'm not going to summon with him. But there's massive advantages still to having these summon options, because if this monk someday hits level 100, now these summons are really, really valuable. The higher the level, every 5 levels, you can use tier boosts to help your stats of the baby. It's like using stones. Okay. And at level 100, the tier boost is just phenomenal. So you don't want to waste those summons now. It's not worth the cost. Okay. But this is kind of showing us this app, right? This Adventures in DFK, the most used app in the game, probably because of this. All right. So this pair would have a 14% chance to hit a ninja. The summoner pass down is a 37.5% chance, which is great. You got a little chance for a paladin. 14.06 is your like basic chances. Now in the this shows you this website app that Adventures in DFK. Okay, this shows you the recessives. So this is a dominant monk, as we know. That's all we see. The subclass is a summoner, but its recessive 1 gene is a wizard. And same on the subclass. The recessive 2 gene is a pirate. The recessive 3 gene is a priest. Ideally, what you want when summoning these together is what we call a pure monk. That is a dominant class monk, a recessive 1 monk, and then, hey, if you can get a recessive 2 monk and even a recessive 3 monk, that is your optimum chances to hit the ninja. And then the pirate, you want a pirate, 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 pirate. Okay. Now, a wizard and a priest go together, right? So let's just imagine that if this recessive 2 here was a priest instead of a seer, and you got this recessive 1 for this wizard right here, then you still have a chance for the wizard and the priest to hit a summoner. So you'd have a tiny little chance for a summoner, but your main chance is still a ninja. That's why down here in the subclass, we got this point less than 1% chance to hit a paladin, right? Because in the subclass, we're going to have a knight right here, and we got a warrior and a warrior. Okay, so and a warrior right here. So it's a warrior subclass, but this knight and the recessive 2 gives it a tiny little chance for paladin to hit in the subclass. Okay, that might be too much, but that's what this tool does. And I could do another video at another time, unless you want to keep going, baby.
Well, let's wrap it up there for now. That's good though,
Yeah,
man.
let's wrap it up. So next time we can look at buying what you want. Okay, I'm going to put your screen back on. If you want a mythic with summons, like you mentioned, you looked at that mythic and it had summons. That's a big deal, because what this tool also just did, okay, was it, coming back, share my screen. It also gives you your rarity chances. So it gives you all your chances, summoning chances right here, like exact chances for your profession, because your profession is genetic. The rarity, all the chances, because it matters if you're summoning 2 commons together, you only have a 0.2% chance for a mythic to hit. Okay. But if you summon 2 mythics together, you have like a 4% chance, which is still very low, but a much lower chance for the common. And then for your stat boost, all right. So for agility, to be the blue stat, and right. So all your summoning chances for profession. So we can spend a little bit of time in another video, okay, and look at what a good Gen 1 10 out of 10 hero is to buy, and then a good pair for that one. So you can start summoning them in the most ideal way. And that's how you can make the most money in the game.
All right.
Make sense?
Yep.
Yes. So if you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, I'll do a whole nother video with you on just buying 2 heroes.
Sounds good.
That's
man.
all we'll focus on. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for having me
Any
on.
other
Thank you
questions?
for the DFK community for helping out, man. It's always positive out there, so it's great. I'll be hanging out with you guys at Discord. Yeah, and I guess for
Yes.
anyone else that's interested in DeFi Kingdoms, dude, this thing is awesome. Straight up
I
awesome.
know.
It's
I
it's
mean,
just
isn't it just insane?
yeah, my head's spinning
It's
right
just
now.
so
There's a lot of
insane.
information there, but yeah, it's amazing, man.
It's You're like drinking through a fire hose, because I forgot to tell you, these are your chances for the advanced abilities to hit on that pair. It tells you the exact chances, just like it does to hit on advanced classes. So, I mean, that's what we'll focus on the next video. Buying a pair of heroes that match well together, baby. If you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, now you might be like, I've got a wife and kids, I've got a job, I've got a life. This is way too crazy, but I love the concept. I love the game. I just want to go into liquidity pools, though. I want to stack that jewel and go into the jeweler. Hey, a lot of people are going to be like, this is too much.
Yeah. Yeah, as time goes on, obviously, I think everybody will naturally find their flow and their position within the game. Yeah, so we'll see how things
Yep.
go.
Yes, that's right. So everybody, make sure you like and subscribe this guy's channel in the description below.
Yeah,
You can
if you're
go down
interested
to
in
the
crypto
description.
news, the newest update that's going on in the community in crypto, we do exclusive interviews like we just had Grady on last Thursday, and that's we'll be doing that, man. What we do is we like to promote
Yes.
projects out there, and DeFi Kingdoms just blew my mind. I think in the 4 years that I've done this, this is one of those ones that just is mind blowing. You know,
It's
and I
unlike
know,
anything I've ever seen.
yeah, and I know that we're 3 hours in, and I know we just only still only scratch the surface of this. You know, the lore, man, the lore. I want to. I'm gonna reach out to you guys in Discord. I want to know the lore.
Yes. Okay, I'll share with you on Discord the lore that I mean the write up on the wizard yesterday was like wowzers. But if you go through this game, you can do this on your phone, laying in bed. Okay, you can just go search around. Like if you click on some of those people, like click on that on the dragon on that, yeah.
Ah,
I
okay.
mean, you can go on and on and on and on.
Ah. Ah. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought these guys were just here. Okay, okay, okay,
Yep.
okay.
And as they develop out the game, all of a sudden now that's where we can do duels down over there on the lower right hand side.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So so fun. You could even do a duel if you wanted to.
All right.
But I that's another video. It's
Yep.
not that complicated, but I could do there's so much. Yeah, you're right. So it just depends like how far deep down the rabbit hole you want to go, how much into the game you want to get. But man, the more you look into this, the more mind-blowing it is. And then you think about the team and the tokenomics and all the partnerships and all the up and coming
Yeah.
grinding that they've been
Yeah,
all the,
what you told me that surprises me is that the developers have weekly meetups, weekly AMAs. That's freaking cool, man. That's like the number one thing to have that, to have that constant communication with the community of what's going on, what's the newest development. That's amazing. When is that, by the way? When
that's
is that?
right. Every Thursday at 1 Central Time.
Okay.
Or yeah, 1 p.m. Central, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
So for you, that is 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And if you go to talk.defykingdoms.com, you know, we go in here, feature requests, and they actually go over this and answer our questions. So we can give them feedback, we can give them suggestions, we can ask questions, Clayton AMA questions, and we can come in here and you can look at some of the other questions that people have asked, and the team in the live AMA actually answers these questions every week.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. It's great.
Yeah, baby. Okay, man. Are you wiped out?
I am. I
Was
am.
this too
This is great though,
was
man.
this
This
too
is
much?
no, no. It was it
Was it?
was what you did was you took it slow and steady, and you went into great detail to try to explain things, and even like repeated
Yeah.
things again, which did help me learn it. So for somebody like me that really wants to get the concept of what I'm doing, you're guiding me the right
Yep.
way. It took 3 hours, but I'm okay with that because instead of flying by it
Yeah.
in 30 minutes, and at the end of 30 minutes, I don't even know what the heck I did. No, you explained every single
Right.
thing, which is great, dude, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I had to learn everything the hard way. So I bought up heroes that weren't good buys, just did stupid things. Okay. I'll help prevent you from making dumb, boneheaded mistakes
Yeah,
and maximize your potential profitability in the game. Big time. Big time.
awesome. Well, thank you.
I
All right,
love
guys.
you.
I love you too,
Yes.
man. Thank you, man.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, man. Crypto, Grady, and C3 Media with Blockchain John out. Love you guys.
See ya.
Yes. All right. It just ended. Oh
Awesome.
man, I'm ready.
Here,
I'm ready. I
let me
was ready
let me
too.
let me do something real quick. Let me see if I can start my camera now.
Uh-huh.
No, it didn't work. It,
Oh,
it did.
yeah.
It did.
Yep.
It didn't work.
Okay. It kicked you out for a second. Okay. Yeah, not connected. Now
Yeah.
you're
So I
connected.
was thinking. Hold on. Maybe because I have. Well, hold on. Let me actually end my stream here.
Okay.
All right. See you guys. Actually, here. Let me just do this real quick.
Oh yeah, because you had that going. I know.
It's tough, man,
Fugazi.
because you got so many windows open. I'm trying to find out or what's canceling it out. Something's canceling it out. All right, guys, stack sats and hodl. Adios.